For Mike Showalter and company, it was a tough series against the Brew Crew. The Orioles lost that series 2-1. From Milwaukee, they travel to Houston. They face off against a team that's playing as well as they have all year. The Astros have won 5 in a row, and they are blasting the baseball. This weekend is part of the Civil Rights Weekend festivities. They kick off tonight, paying tribute to those who fought on and off the field for equality for all Americans. So settle in. A 4-game weekend series. O's and Stros. Game 1 next. The Orioles on Maston, and this road trip continues as the Orioles are in Houston. Looks like the roof's going to be open tonight. The Orioles hope those are going to be pleasant skies to hit baseballs into. It's the Orioles and the Astros. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. These teams met in Baltimore. The Orioles came away with a couple of wins in the 3-game set. It's a little different team, though, that they're going to face here in Houston. This club is playing its best baseball of the season. They are pitching extremely well. Their starters, ERA is under 4, well under, and their offense generating all kinds of runs. They've won 5 in a row. So the Orioles will have their hands full against this Houston team. A couple of players you're going to get to see could not be hotter. For the Orioles, that has got to be Nelson Cruz. Cruz is absolutely having an MVP all-star beginning to his first year with the Orioles. 2 home runs hit yesterday. He now has 19 on the season. He is the major league leader, and he is the leader in the league in RBIs. The Orioles could not have hoped for more. And for the Stros, it is George Springer. They have worked with him all season long on getting the bat going, and finally it is working. The home runs are there, the average is there. Look how close these two are. Average, home runs, not much of a difference. RBIs right on the button. Slugging percentage, that's in the month of May for Cruz and Springer. And as baseball fans, you're going to get to see them both, Mike Bordick, in the ball game tonight. Yeah, and they're both in the midst of some pretty solid streaks. Nelson Cruz has a 9-game hitting streak, and George has a 10-game hitting streak. So, you know, very hot right now. I think Nelson Cruz has just been on fire all season long. He's shown a quick, repeatable swing, as short and quick as possible, from point A to point B, and he is really making some solid contact with tremendous force behind it. You know, it really comes down to pitch selection with any type of hitter, and Nelson Cruz is selecting the right pitches right now, not swinging at bad balls. When he's making contact, he's knocking them out of the ballpark. Well, George Springer, he's a first-round pick back in 2011. He tore it up in the minor leagues for 2 seasons, had over 65 home runs and 85 stolen bases in 2 years in the minor leagues. So they were waiting to call him up. He got called up in the middle of April, hit his first home run on May 8th, and he has not looked back. This kid is a 5-tool player. He is flying around in the outfield. He's got tremendous power. His on-base percentage is up since he moved into the 2nd spot in the order. He's got 11 walks right now in 12 games, a .470 on-base percentage. So doing it all. They haven't let him loose running the bases yet, but he can fly. So 5-tool guy. This is going to be an exciting offensive series. Those 2 guys are the guys to watch. How about on Nelson Cruz? A couple of comments today. Jim Presley told me around the batting cage, he said, if I could, I would send a video of Nelson Cruz swinging and say to all right-handed hitters, this is how you do it. And Buck Showalter said it's the no button. He's got the no button going. You've got to swing before you take. And he says he swings and swings, but he knows when to push the no button. Yeah, well, the key to that is the head position. His head is not moving at all. His legs are so quiet underneath him. He has that open stance. He takes a nice soft stride towards the plate, gets that front foot down. His head does not move, so his eyes are seeing the ball as well as anybody. When that ball is in his hitting zone, he is not missing it. And that point A to point B contact, that means it is just going straight down from barrel to ball. Very efficient swing path, and that's the way you like it. You like all hitters to hit that way. And as we've said, where would the Orioles be without him? And where would we be without Jackie Robinson and the many more who fought for civil rights in this country's history? When we come back, we'll talk about that, because that's part of this weekend series. On Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And by Just for Men Mustache and Beard, champions of facial hair. Back here in Houston, a ball club that's exciting. The home set right now, and we're going to get to see this club play apparently with the roof open, which happens very seldom here at Minute Maid Park. Only about 11 times a year over the last 2 seasons has the roof been open for a ball game. They're trying to change that and leave it open for more games because they think fans like it.
Oh, heck yeah. Everybody loves outdoor baseball. Why not take advantage of it?
So we'll get to do that tonight. This is the 2014 Civil Rights Weekend. The game tomorrow is the Civil Rights Game. And at noontime tomorrow, the Beacon Award recipients, recognizing those who have given so much in the civil rights movement, will be awarded. I'm going to start at the bottom here with Barry Gordon, the Motown Records founder, Jim Brown, one of the greatest running backs of all time, and Maya Angelou, who just passed away yesterday, the national renowned poet and essayist. She will be represented by Robin Roberts of ABC's Good Morning America, who's going to be the keynote speaker and will receive the award for Angelou. The activity started today, a panel discussion on the role of baseball and civil rights movement. It was held here at the ballpark in the old train station. There's the panelists, big audience on hand. Hank Aaron was there, the Orioles' Frank Robinson. They heard from Angelou on tape previously, J.R. Richard, the great Houston star, Bob Kendrick, president, Negro League Hall of Fame, Bob Watson, former player, now an Astros legend and in Major League Baseball, and Harold Reynolds of Major League Baseball, and of course a former playing himself, all on hand to discuss the role of civil rights and baseball in it. And Frank Robinson said on the passing of Maya Angelou, we have lost one of the greatest voices. But Dr. Angelou's words will live on and continue to inspire generations to come. With a heavy heart, the national pastime will honor Dr. Angelou in this weekend's civil rights game in a manner befitting her remarkable legacy. So quite a weekend, and the Orioles, as Buck Showalter said, really proud to be part of it.
Yeah, well, it is going to be an amazing weekend indeed. I mean, so many influential people that have made and continue to make an impact in the civil rights movement. And I think Major League Baseball, you know, they played an influential role, you know, back when it was really in the heart of the civil rights movement. So a great combination here this weekend.
And let's take a look at our train game time temperature with that roof open. We're going to start at 87 degrees. Wow, warmer than I thought it was. It's comfortable inside here, and with the sun going down, going to cool off a little bit. Right now, no breeze in the ballpark. Visit trainsearch.com to find your local train comfort specialist dealer. It's hard to stop a train, really hard. And here's the lineup for the Orioles, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Their fares online only at southwest.com. Marquez, Pearson, Jones, Davis, Cruz, and Hardy, Machado, Flaherty, and Hundley. This month, Steve Pearce earning the right to get some more at-bats.
Now let's take a look at the pitch arsenal for Brad Peacock this season. Fastball using it 45% of the time. He's got a breaking ball uses 48% of the time. Well, it's a slider and a curveball. Change up occasionally, not his best pitch, but you will see it used against the lefties. Here's the numbers on the season. 10 games this season, 6 starts. Now, he started the year in the bullpen. 1-4 record. His last victory in his last start back on May 18th. Earned run average of .520. 45 innings of work, 45 hits. But he can have some trouble with command. A lot of walks on the year. 30 in the 45 innings. Opponents hitting .259. Lefties at .274. Righties at .235. I mentioned his last start on May 18th. Well, he hasn't pitched since then because he had some right forearm soreness. So first start since then. See how he responds. See how the Orioles respond if his command isn't there.
And a big start for him. He's battling for the final spot in the rotation. And in fact, tomorrow's starter, Brent Oberholzer, is the other. So these two pitching back-to-back nights, they're really trying to nail down that number 5 spot in the rotation. It is open. They've got 6 starters. We're ready. Marquez will take the pitch away. It's a ball. And it will be interesting to see how the Orioles and, in fact, the Astros respond to these two pitchers. Both pitchers tonight have had enormous problems with control. That ball's going to go to the middle, and Nick Markakis has done it again. Unbelievable. A batting average well over 400. In fact, closing in on 450 now when he leads off a ball game in the leadoff spot.
Yeah, loves the leadoff spot. There it is. In his career, batting first, 317, second, 313. You see the real consistent numbers all the way down. Back when he was a younger player, 449 in the 8th hole, but such a consistent hitter. Really doesn't change a lot when he's at the top of the order. But I'll tell you what, he's been impressive with his on-base percentage. He knows how important it is to get on there for the boppers behind him.
He's now 21 for 51 in the first inning of ball games leading off. Over 400 now. Here is Steve Pearce. Now, Pearce has been moved up to the number 2 spot. He's having a real good month, and they want to get that bat to the plate more. Buck Showalter looking to get him in a spot where he can move runners around. Shift is on against him. Pearce in the opening series had a couple of hits, including a home run against the Astros in Baltimore. Presley's out there in left field, not the Orioles hitting coach. One down.
Now let's take a look at the Astros defense behind Peacock this evening. Presley, Fowler, and the rookie Springer in right field. Villar and Altuve up the middle. Pretty dynamic duo there. Dominguez and Carter on the corners, with Castro doing the catching.
32 errors have been committed by this Houston team. They are tied for 6th in fielding percentage in the American League. And here is Adam Jones, flirting with that 300 average mark here all of this month. 290 coming in. He also had a home run against the Astros in the series in Baltimore. 3 for 13. Puts that one high up in the air to short. Villar backing up on it, waving anybody off, but there's nobody there. And he's got it, and there are 2 down. And as you may have guessed already, Peacock is a fly ball pitcher. About 53% of the outs this season have been recorded on fly balls, as is Jimenez for the Orioles.
Yeah, he throws a 4-seam fastball. Doesn't have the traditional sink that most of these starters the Astros have. So he'll ride that at the top of the zone, get a lot of elevation, pop fly outs. He can run his fastball up there at 95, though, so pretty good life on him.
First outing against the Orioles in his career. With a runner on at first and 2 down. Here's Chris Davis. Chris had a 2 for 4 in the game he played against the Astros earlier. Pitch is taken up high for a ball. Chris, looks like the bat is heating up, as does the weather. And Davis now up over 130 at bats on the season. 7 home runs, 25 RBIs. Marquez short lead at first base, held by Carter. Good off-speed breaking ball.
Well, he can show flashes of real good secondary stuff. The reason that he started in the bullpen was because there was the inconsistencies there. They'd like him to start and try to work those kinks out. At times it can be real good breaking ball. Other times it'll hang up in the top of the zone and get hit pretty well.
Lefties with a pretty substantial advantage in average against him. And that one will be fouled off. Came down and in. 274 for the lefties. As Mike said, 235 for the right-handers. So the Oriole left-handers will be looking to go to it. Craig Biggio on hand, the former Great Houston player, is talking about the ballpark today. And he said, this is a lefty's ballpark. And I said, because you pull the ball to right field, you get the easy home run. He said, no, it's because you don't have to pull the ball. He said, lefties can wait, stay back, and put the ball to left field. And that short porch in left, he said, is there. More so, he thinks, for left-handers or right-handers.
Yeah, that 315 down the left field line, pretty easy target to look at. I think righties sometimes get in trouble when they try to think about pull mode. Their swing gets all out of whack. Good lefty hitter can back a ball up and use that short porch.
It's kind of like Fenway in that regard. The left fielder and the shortstop meet a lot. Breaking ball, it bounces. Good stop made by Castro. He holds the runner. You take a look where Alex Presley is playing in left field. There's a corner out there, but the end of the scoreboard where it juts back to that 362 mark all of a sudden. So you kind of play right on the corner against a lot of hitters. You don't want the ball going by you towards the center field side, and you got plenty of time to get back to your left field position to play a ball off that scoreboard. But it's kind of a tricky left field's a tricky field here. Davis waiting, runner goes, ground ball, it'll go into the shift. Altuve playing shallow right will make the play, and Davis is retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Ubaldo Jimenez to the mound. from Annapolis, Maryland, home, of course, of the Naval Academy, where the graduation and commissionings took place last week, in one of the favorite spots just to go and walk around. And by the way, there's a great ice cream shop right over there on the left. Unbelievable. All part of Birdland. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Houston Astros. Altuve, Springer, and Fowler. Castro, Dominguez, and Carter. Presley, Grossman, and Villar. Dexter, Fowler, last three. One of many hot Astros in this lineup.
And let's take a look at Ubaldo Jimenez's pitch arsenal this season. Fastball using it 52% of the time. The breaking ball 28% of the time. That changeup, it's a split finger 20% of the time. Now when Ubaldo's on and has command of all those pitches, he can be one of the best in the game. There's a look at his numbers. 2 wins this season, 4.98 earned run average, 58 hits in the 56 innings of work. Opponents hitting 269, lefties 257, and righties at 279. But the key is the command for Jimenez. His last start just lasted 4 innings, had 5 walks in that ball game.
And the strike will be taken by Altuve. Altuve with a 7-game hit streak. He is 6th in average in the league, 6th in doubles. He is the leading base stealer in the American League, and has the 9th best average at home. So Altuve a real threat when he gets on, and he was really good against the Orioles in Baltimore. He went 6 for 12 with a couple of RBIs in that series. Jimenez on the overhand. That'll go to third base. Manny Machado's got it on the big hop. Guns it over and just got him. And there you see the speed of Altuve.
Yeah, he is dangerous at the top of this Astros lineup. Just a spark plug here. Never giving up at all. A little chopper to Manny Machado. Looks pretty routine. Extra step, and then Manny's got to use the cannon as Altuve. Boy, just a half step right there. Strong throw from Manny, but there's the hustling Altuve making it close. Take a look. Hustling right out of the box. Getting top speed with a half a step.
Mark Wagner on the call at first. Here is Springer. We talked about the 2 who are so hot in each lineup, CRUZ and George Springer. Their right fielder, 10-game hit streak coming in. He's up the average now to 269, 9 home runs, all of them coming here in this month. And he's set all kinds of marks now, a new Houston franchise record for home runs in a month by a rookie. The most by any rookie in a month of May since McGuire back in '87. Part of the 10-game hitting streak, those home runs, and a .405 batting average. And the delivery to him will be taken down low for a ball. Jimenez will be very careful.
He's shown power to all fields as well. So a strong kid. He is really all about power. Great numbers in the minor leagues, and it's starting to click for him now after a slow start in April, the end of April. No home runs, and really all the production done in May.
And a swing and a miss. Great location right there as he went away, and the strikeout. 2 outs here in the first inning.
Great fastball here from Jimenez. Great location. See that 2-seamer work itself back over, catching the outside corner. Here's a look at the pitch track. Nothing left in the heart of the plate. Boom. That one's a good movement, good velocity as well. 94 miles an hour.
So Jimenez gets the first 2, and that'll bring up Fowler, the center fielder. He's got a 5-game hit streak going with the 263 average. For Jimenez, this is his 9th career start against the Astros. He's never lost to him. He has a 4-0 record and the best ERA against any ball club, 2.32, with 45 strikeouts and 17 walks and 50 innings pitched. So of all the clubs Jimenez has faced, this is the one he's had the best numbers against.
It's good to see he has that great confidence, and I know when he pitches against the American League Central, very familiar there. He's had some quality games, so hopefully this is one of those outings, because the Orioles starters need somebody to step up, get deep in a ball game, put some zeros on the board. The bullpen has been way overused. There's a look at pitching coach Dave Wallace, well aware of the starter struggles here recently.
Dexter Fowler will take the pitch on the inside corner for a strike. I mean, the Orioles ERA on this stretch here of 10 games over 8. You're just not going to win ball games unless these starters can find a way to get the ERA down and get deeper into games. It's been the same story all year. There's no secret here, but it's got to change or the Orioles are going to struggle.
Oh, they sure are.
You can't expect the club to score 7 or 8 runs a ball game. And Jimenez has a very solid start as he gets a couple of strikeouts and retires the side in order. The hot hitting CRUZ. Donzi from St. Charles has won 500 for being selected, and 500 more you'll win for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play the Orioles scratch off from the Maryland Lottery for your chance to be a contestant of the game. Win a trip to see the O's play at Wrigley or to the MLB World Series. Learn more, mdlottery.com/Orioles. Oriole fans on hand here in Houston. The Orioles, of course, are going to be in Texas for a week on this long road trip as they play the 4 games here, then the day off, moving on to Arlington to play the Rangers. Here is Nelson Cruz. He's DHing in the ball game tonight. The Orioles trying to rest some players. Jonathan Scope not starting at second. Cruz not starting in the field tonight. The ball club didn't get to the hotel till about 4 o'clock this morning. Jim Presley and Buck Showalter were both saying, we're tired. We got some guys who aren't swinging the bat very well today. A lot of guys didn't take batting practice. In fact, only a few came out as they just wanted to rest. Cruz was one of those who came out and took BP.
Well, Nelson Cruz isn't struggling one bit, riding that 9-game hitting streak, and his numbers are just incredible. 19 home runs, leading the major leagues. He's second in Major League Baseball with the 48 RBIs, and actually closing in on Chris Davis for, reaching the 50 RBI mark in the first 2 months of the season. So incredible numbers here.
Big swing and a miss as Peacock on a breaking ball that stayed down. You see, compare him numbers through the game so far to Chris Davis last year. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, Chris Davis with that historic offensive first half, especially, and Nelson Cruz numbers bettering Davis by just a little bit.
That pitch will be taken down low. Cruz has been a real damage doer when it comes to the Astros here in this ballpark. He's got a .324 career average on 6 home runs. Peacock's delivery to him had one to hit, fouls it right back into the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes, shift on against him. We're going to talk about that in a minute when it comes to Houston and the shifts.
They do that a lot. Nelson Cruz, his power is to right center. He hit a couple home runs in Milwaukee. To stay back and drive it that way, his true strength, but he will adjust if they want to try to come in. I mean, he's hitting them all over the place right now. Look at those numbers against Houston: 312, 13 home runs, and 33 RBIs in just 36 games. Pretty impressive.
He had a 2 for 11 with a home run in the series in Baltimore. Peacock's delivery to him, and he'll go into the shift, and the catch made by Altuve. An all-star glove moved over from the second base position, and Cruz is out of there.
That is a rocket. Nelson Cruz just dropping the head on it. Altuve, one of the best second basemen in the game.
Take a look at our Major League Notebook. This applies. 8,000 shifts last year, on pace for 14,000 this year in the majors. Houston leads in shifts, more than one per inning, and the shifts have lowered opponent batting averages on ground balls and line drives, and you just saw one right there. Lowered the averages 30 to 40 points by those who keep those numbers. New York Times had that story today. That's an amazing drop. That one high in the air down the line towards that foul pole, and that's where it's going to stay in foul territory. Not by a lot, though. So the shifts are really working, and now we're starting to get to see the numbers on exactly what it's taking away from hitters. And on line drives and ground balls, it's substantial.
It sure is. I mean, it is so tough to hit for average nowadays. The tendencies are all mapped out. Ground ball charts, everybody's on them. The shifts are becoming more prominent.
Down the line again and foul. I thought it interesting. It's Baseball Info Solutions that's running the stats and the numbers on this, and they do not recommend to ball clubs, and they advise ball clubs supplying the numbers. They do not advise shifting the outfield, even on pull hitters, because even pull hitters, they say, tend to hit the ball to the air straight away 54% of the time. And a strike called, and Hardy's out of there. Peacock gets the K.
A big breaking ball there. We talk about the inconsistencies with it. Well, this one is nasty. Look at that tight bite at the end, 77 miles an hour. That's a lot of rotation. Looks like it's going to hang up there and then woof, right to the bottom of the zone to get JJ looking.
So that's why we see all those shifts in the infield and not in the outfield. And you got pull hitters who hit the ball either straight away or to the opposite field 54% of the time. So you just leave the outfielders, move them a few steps. Pitch will be taken by Manny Machado. 3 for 12 and a home run against the Astros in that series, which the Orioles took 2-1, but they were outscored in that series in Baltimore, even though they won 2 out of 3 games.
Yeah, the Astros, pretty aggressive offense in that series. Out hit them, outscored them. They were aggressive on the base paths.
Machado swinging at one up high, pretty good heat, 93. Well, these two pitchers may have read their own stats about walks. They're starting out really being aggressive in the strike zone. 1-2 delivery on the way, and Manny will foul that one back. Peacock is #1 in the league in walks for 9 innings, and Jimenez is 4th in the league in walks per 9 innings. 30 surrendered by Peacock and 28 by Jimenez. So both pitching coaches wanting control. Oh, mercy. How about that bender? Where did that come from? 2 strikeouts in the inning on an off-speed breaking ball, moving about the same speed as those folks. In a row.
And let's take a look at the Orioles defense, brought to you by Chevrolet. Pierce, Jones, and Markakis in the outfield. J.J. Hardy at shortstop. Ryan Flaherty getting the start at second base with Machado and Davis on the corners. And Nick Hundley doing the catching once again. And there's a look at Steve Pearce out in left field. Relaxing a little bit, doing a little stretching. Not much time out there this season, but Buck Showalter wants to keep his bat in the lineup. And I think Nelson Cruz off his feet a little bit. Cruz DHing tonight.
Again, part of trying to rest players when you have a chance, which you really don't at this point of the season, even though it's only the middle of May. The Orioles now just a game above 500. They are 4.5 out in the American League East starting the day. Toronto's won 9 in a row on top, then the Yankees 3 out, and the Orioles 4.5. All the way back to the screen on that delivery. Jason Castro's got a 4-game hit streak coming in. Castro can strike out.
Sure can. Leading the way this season with 60. Mike Trout, believe it or not, 60 strikeouts. Flowers 57. Chris Carter also on the Astros with the big number.
Now the Stros in the 5-game win streak they have outscored opponents 34-10. They did a number on Kansas City. Still on the season, their batting average is next to last, and their runs per game next to last. They are third though in home runs. That'll be foul back, and they are 7th in walks. So it's kind of the Earl Weaver. Let's get a couple on with the base on balls and hit the 3-run homer.
Really, what makes them such a dangerous team. Now they do have speed in this lineup as well. Some guys will steal bases, but you make mistakes, and they're throughout this lineup a lot of power potential. Bottom of the lineup, especially 7 through 9 hitters. 21 home runs this season. He's tied for the most in the American League, and 52 extra base hits. Take a look at Castro. He's in the whole field here. 9 hits to left field, 19 to center, 12 to right field.
He had a couple of hits and 10 at-bats, including a home run in Baltimore. Had 3 RBIs against the Orioles in that series. Lefties at 257, righties 279 off Jimenez. And the pitch, and again leans away. That wasn't that far inside and just missed. And a 3-ball, 2-strike count. That's the problem Jimenez had last start out. Getting deep into the counts, deep into the pitch count early in the ballgame. 3-2 delivery on the way, and he will surrender the walk. And one of those precious leadoff walks here in the 2nd inning with Dominguez coming up. Celebrate summer at Oriole Park by picking up the new Birdland Summer 6-pack. Tickets to 6 games of your choice throughout the season. Up to 20% savings off the cost of single-game tickets. Lock in the seats, the best games, and best promotions. For details, Orioles.com/6-pack. Dominguez coming to the plate. He has faced Jimenez 5 at-bats previously, 1 for 5 against the Orioles right-hander. And the pitch will be taken for a strike. On the road this season for the Orioles starter, Jimenez 5 starts, 2-2, 4.23 earned run average on the road. Infield a double play depth, and the pitch will be outside. Jimenez comes into this ball game with a whip. The walks, hits per innings pitched is the 2nd highest in his career at this point. The only higher year he had was when he lost 17 games to Cleveland. He's up to 1.54 runners on base per inning. That pitch is bounced, stopped. Runner goes back to first. Nice play by Hundley.
Well, I think the Orioles are hoping that those numbers kind of balance themselves out. He had a rough month, of April. Look at the breaking ball down in the dirt. Hundley, beautiful job of blocking it, corralling it, keeping it in front. Done a good job behind the plate since he's arrived. Matt Waiter's approving of that block.
That's going to throw tomorrow. Test the arm out gingerly. Pitch will be fouled back into the screen. Count will stay 2-2.
Matt right there talking with Jonathan Scope about hopefully some good baseball stuff. Looks like maybe pitches to look for and things.
Matt anxious, and so are the Orioles, to see how that elbow is going to feel once he starts throwing the baseball. Castro at first base. Pitch will be down low. Another good block made by Hundley, and now Jimenez all over the place. Jimenez has had a couple of wild pitches, 2 hit batters on the year.
Here's a split finger. See it take off down in the zone. I mean, you want to keep the pitches down, but you're not bouncing in front of the plate. Another good block there by Hundley.
Not a big lead for Castro, held by Davis. Got that one in, and that's going to be a base hit. Flaherty, even though he was moved over, couldn't get it. Jones will hold the runner at second. And there is the first hit for the Astros in the ballgame. 2 on and nobody out. We were talking about the tough time it has been for the Oriole starters the last 10.
Yeah, let's take a look at the Jeep inside the numbers here. It has been a tough stretch the last 10 games. Starter ERA at 8.06. Bullpen at 3.70. But that team ERA 6.12. Opponents hitting 291, and with runners in scoring position 317. 38 walks. And only 2 quality starts there in the last 10 games. 8 or more runs allowed in 5 of the 10 games. It has been hard on this team. It's been hard on this offense. As well as the offense has been going, they've been playing catch up in most of the ball games. Starting pitchers just giving up runs early.
And you could start to get to the point where you know the position players you get in this situation right here. In the back of their minds, here we go again. They're never going to say that. And they can't, but when you've had this kind of a stretch this year, you can't help it. You're human. You're going, oh no, here we go again. And this is where you need a starter. For Jimenez in this case, find a way to get out of this. And the pitch will be taken outside. Not easy to do against this guy. We were talking about people hitting home runs. Carter has started to do that. Only hitting 200, but 8 home runs and 21 RBIs. As Carter's starting to find a way to put the ball in play hard. And that one will be fouled back into the screen.
Yeah, he hit a couple home runs in yesterday's ball game. They let him sit for a few days. Just kind of recoup, put a lot of work in with the hitting coach, and they paid off yesterday. A couple home runs, and one thing you do not want is Chris Carter to heat up in this 4-game series.
John Malley, the hitting coach for Houston, worked with him, and a strike taken. He was funny today. Came out and he said, just got through talking to the press, I'm a big star now. And they asked me, what did you tell him? What did you tell him? And I said, the same thing I've been telling him all year.
You're right.
Except this time apparently he listened. There's so much of this, you just get on a streak, you just start feeling good, believe in yourself. Great pitch. Jimenez gets the outside corner with it. He's got 3 strikeouts, and there's one of those big outs.
Well, he needed to make some quality pitches to Carter, especially with runners on base. Take a look at the pitch track, everything on the edges. This was 93 miles an hour. Beautiful fastball there.
Now he'll look for the ground ball, even though he is a fly ball pitcher. Presley coming to the plate. 248 average. Getting the start in left field. He too has faced Jimenez and has a 1-for-5 lifetime against him. Pitch to him will be up high for a ball. The Astros are 14th in the league with runners in scoring position as a team. They are hitting .217. They've got 2 on here. Castro at second and Dominguez on at first. And Presley, looking for the RBI, has done well. .333 in these situations. And a swing and a miss. Throttle back on that one. Mike was talking about the bottom of their lineup. Pretty good.
Yeah, great numbers. 21 home runs, tied for most in the American League, and the 52 extra base hits. So, I mean, the batting average might not quite be there, but if you make mistakes there, they are going to make you pay. They let it fly. All or nothing. Bottom of the order.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down, 2 on with the walk and the base hit. And Jimenez will have to wait as Alex Presley will step out. The Orioles, in the 10 starts made by Jimenez, have won 2 and lost 8. 1 ball, 1 strike. Short lead at second. Down low, again blocked. Hundley keeps it in the dirt and keeps the runner at second base. I was looking this up because in this shows you how little you got to do when you're flying on a plane. I was looking at the rule book. How bad is that? I was wondering about wild pitches because Jim always talks about the fact balls that go in the dirt. Sometimes he says, you know, the catcher really should have made a play on that. And you wonder, is the official score does not have any leeway on that, because the rule says a pitcher will be charged with a wild pitch when a ball touches the ground or home plate before reaching the catcher. So by rule, if it hits the ground or home plate before it gets to the catcher, even if it's a ball you think the catcher should have stopped, it's a wild pitch.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So I had an adult drink and pulled out the rule book. 3-1.
Hundley saved some wild pitches here in this inning. Some good blocks.
And that's going to be away. And that's 2 walks. And they come in the inning and they load him up with 1 away. Well, the Astros threatening here in the 2nd inning. Not a good number.
Now 21 pitches thrown and the 12 balls. So really having a hard time finding that strike zone. Baldo's stuff, it works when it's in the zone. I mean, there's great movement on all of his offerings.
So now the base is loaded. Machado's going to play even with the bag at 3rd. The rest of the infield at double play depth. The DH Grossman up. And a swing, and this one's going to get away. They're going to play at the plate. Jimenez the tag. He doesn't get him. And a tumble. And Jimenez is arguing, I got the ball, but the home plate umpire called him safe. With or without the ball. Buck Showalter will come out. And a pretty good collision.
Well, it was a great play by Hundley. Really a nice play by Jimenez. Covering up. See the beautiful feed there. Now, the question was, did Jimenez get his glove down in time and able to get Castro's foot? It is really close right there. Wow, that is really tough to make the call.
Buck Showalter is out talking to the home plate umpire and looking over to the dugout to see whether or not they want to challenge this or not.
That's tough because it looked like Castro's foot was still kind of up in the air.
They're not going to, or are they? Yep, they're going to challenge it. So the Orioles are going to challenge this play at the plate that right now has provided the first run to be scored. And see whether or not it holds up. Mike McClinsky is the home plate umpire who makes this call.
Well, they're getting the ball in plenty of time, and boy, it looks like there's air under his foot. Baldo's glove is on top.
Fans are watching it on the big screen here. Now, again, we always remind you, remember, in order to overturn the call, which is safe, the video replay people in New York have to say there's incontrovertible evidence that it's clear the call was wrong. If it's not clear, the call stands. I would say it's not clear.
Yeah, it is really tough to make that call. I mean, how can you even really tell if there is air underneath his front foot? It bounces up to get back down.
That is a tough call. Breaking in was Jason Castro, who had drawn the walk to lead off the inning. Saw the numbers today. It's taking on an average of about 2 minutes and 10 seconds on these reviews so far. Major League Baseball wants that shortened, and they're trying to figure out how to do that. One of the problems they're talking about is that what we just saw, where the manager comes out and talks to the umpire waiting for their replay person to signal them yes or no.
Yeah. You know, I don't know that they should even have that.
I agree.
Somebody looking in the dugouts. If you feel that strongly about a play, take a chance. If they want to speed it up.
I go with what I said from day one. A 5-man umpiring crew with one of the umpires rotating in the booth every ballpark, each game. He looks at all the plays, never mind no challenges. He looks at all the plays. If there's a mistake, he buzzes down, says you made a mistake, correct it.
Yeah.
And leave it at that.
That would be great. To keep the game flowing.
I would think so, and I think the umpires would feel better. They all would rotate. It'd be a 5-man crew. And, they spent, I don't know what, $18 million to put up the facility in New York for that studio.
Right.
Major League Baseball was saying it would cost too much to have a 5-man rotation. But That's what they're looking at right there. And this is going to be longer than 2 minutes, 10 seconds. I'll tell you that, because that's tough.
Yeah, that's a pretty exciting play right there. You don't see it that often, and Hundley executes it perfectly. Bounced out of that catcher's position. Nice job by Jimenez to be able to get in there and cover home.
I think Castro was saved by a cloudy dust and a Hardy Hi-O silver. You couldn't see on that last shot. You got all the dirt coming up in the chalk. This one you can't tell because it's blocked.
Boy, lucky somebody didn't get hurt. All three of them as Castro went over the top. And Jimenez could have been spiked.
Well, McGlinskey was immediate in the safe call. So this one's really taken a while. Castro's wondering whether he's got to go back out, and does Houston have a lead?
Yeah, I guess the question is if it's taking this long, then obviously they're having a hard time. So
if you're having a hard time, he's safe.
Yeah.
You go by the call on the field.
Look here. He slides, that front foot bounces up, and Castro realizes that. And you watch his toe, it tries to get down as quick as possible. The question is, was it just still up in the air when Jimenez applied the tag? Take a look at his knee when Castro landed on his knee, almost hyperextended it. All three of them could have been hurt on that play.
Just personally as a baseball fan, the other thing this does, which it's almost sad, it takes the spontaneity out of the game. It just, what are we doing here? They're not going to overturn it. It's too tough to, you can't say the call was definitely wrong. And the Astros have a 1-0 lead. How's that for spontaneity? It'll score at a wild pitch. It'll be the third wild pitch of the season by Jimenez. So the runners move up. Dominguez moves over to third base. Presley goes down to second. And a 1-strike count on Grossman, the designated hitter.
Well, we talked about the walks there in this tough stretch. The last 10 games, 38. Well, Jimenez with a couple walks in this inning. And that one base on ball just scored.
Infield back now, and a ground ball. Runner coming, runner going back. Manny Machado makes sure and gets the out. Good play by Machado as Dominguez started. Manny made sure he wasn't going anywhere, and they hold the runners.
Well, it was a nice check by Machado. Not a lot he could do other than just kind of looking back, and he did. He froze him. Strong throw on to first base. A good play by Manny.
Jimenez has got a chance to get out of the inning with only a run. First two were on, then a strikeout. Then they loaded him with one away. Wild pitch scores the run. Grossman grounds out, 2 down, and here's Villar. Villar hasn't had a hit in his last 21 at-bats. 0 for his last 21. Machado will play even with the bag at third. Everybody else back, and the pitch is in there for a strike. So as you might expect, with runners in scoring position, he's just 3 for 25, a 120 average.
Pressing a little bit more, pressing right now at the plate. Defensively, one of the most dynamic, fun to watch shortstops coming in.
Flaherty ranges, makes the play to first, and will record the out. So Jimenez does find a way to limit the damage. 1 run on 1 hit, 2 are left on. The Astros get the lead. Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
You see Evaldo right there. You know what he was saying to pitching coach Dave Wallace is that here's the spike mark on the back of my glove. How could his foot possibly have been down on the plate? And
that's a good effort. I mean, the shoe polish has worked before in baseball history.
Yeah.
Shoe polish on the ball to show you got hit. But wrong answer.
Didn't go his way that time.
So Peacock, the 26-year-old right-hander, is 1-4 this year, 8-10 in his career. Gets the lead. Flaherty, Hundley, and Markakis. Flaherty had an 0 for 3 in the series against Houston in Baltimore. He'll put that one up in the air, right center field. Hit it pretty good. Going back, Springer, warning track. He'll get some help or trouble. Fowler came over from center, and he and Springer in a bit of a collision, and it was Fowler who caught the ball. And they're not talking anymore.
No, you would think that somebody might say something out there. Ain't my fault, but no. Well, there's a call right there from Springer. Fowler, the center fielder, he does have priority. Well, they're both calling, and that is a problem sometimes. Obviously, with outfielders, just have to remember who has the priority out there. We're lucky, first of all, they didn't get hurt, but that the ball didn't get dropped.
Now they're talking. He's saying, "Were you talking? I couldn't hear you."
Right?
Yeah, right.
Well, you know that's one of the dangers with infielders, and when an infielder goes back on the ball, if he's calling the ball and the outfielder's calling the ball and they don't hear, they can be these horrific collisions. Well, that's why infielders are taught to wave their arms. Well, outfielders don't have the time to wave their arms because they're out on the side. They wouldn't be able to see either. Anyway.
They both were hollering.
Yeah.
That's probably why they couldn't hear each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Fowler puts it away. Here is Hundley. And the shift on against him. And boy, that was quick. Into Twan. He's gone. That's 3 strikeouts for Peacock.
So much for not having command. Really showing some good command with all of his pitches. This is a good fastball at the bottom of the zone. I think Hundley expecting something else. He's seen some guys go down on the breaking ball. Fastball right down the middle, right at the bottom of the strike zone.
May make a difference when you're battling for a spot in the rotation, as Brad Peacock is doing right now. Here is Nick Markakis. Nick will take the pitch for a strike. He had a single his first time up. Modest 4-game hit streak now for Nick. And Markakis, 282 lifetime average against Houston. He'll loop that one to right field, and that'll be Robert Springer, who lost that in the lights, I believe, but was able to find it. So a 1-2-3 inning after the single by Markakis. 9 in a row have been retired by Peacock. Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And by AT&T, mobilizing your world. Beautiful picture, perfect sky with the Minute Maid Ballpark roof opened up. And a gorgeous evening here in Houston after a very pretty summer day in the city. And the Astros with the 1-0 lead over the Orioles. Altuve, top of the order coming up. Springer and then Fowler against Jimenez. Couple of walks, 3 strikeouts so far. Run scoring on a wild pitch.
Oh, Baldo's got to get back into the strike zone. 37 pitches to this point. Really labored through that second inning with a couple base on balls. And he's got his work cut out for him, trying to get Altuve or keep him off the bases.
He will take the breaking ball for a strike. Altuve comes in with a 7-game hit streak. Leads the majors in hits. Down to third. That's a fair ball by Machado into the corner. That's a guaranteed 2. Pierce over to get it. He's thinking 3. He'll make a turn and stop. Pierce gets it back in. As it rattled around in the corner, Altuve with a leadoff double.
Oh, he's on fire. 17th double this season. High batting average, his 74th hit as he chops one past the diving Manny Machado. Pretty good effort there by Manny. Seeing the good speed. There he goes, just cruising into second base. He's got third on his mind now. The Orioles have to watch out as well with him on second base. 17 stolen bases. Leads the American League as well.
He is 6th in the league in doubles as well, so what a year he's having. Altuve will be held by Flaherty with Springer up, a strikeout victim. His first time up. 6 home runs, 6 games for Springer. And a swing and a miss. He got fooled on that and ended up being late on an off-speed delivery trying to hold up. 0-1 count. Springer against the Orioles with the home run, 1 RBI in the games in Baltimore. A powerful number 2 hitter in this lineup. And Jimenez will miss inside to it.
Well, got to find a way. Springer, the young hitter, they go over the tapes. They try to see where his weaknesses are. You got to test young guys inside. See how they handle that. Either off the plate or on that inside corner. Does he have the ability to get the bat head to the baseball in there consistently?
Takes it. Tough pitch to take. Laid off at 2-1. He's done a good job getting people home. 321 with runners in scoring position this season. He's got Altuve out there who can fly. Big ballpark in the outfield in the gaps. Even though it's short down the lines. From the power alleys to center, it's enormous. 436 up the hill to the flagpoles in center. Breaking ball again, trying to get him to cut at that, and he refuses to do so.
Yes, some actually pretty good pitches here to Springer. Nice job laying off there. We mentioned since moving to the number 2 spot, his on-base percentage through the roof. 470, 11 walks in the last 12 games. So seeing the ball really well. He's just laid off some tough pitches down at the bottom of the zone.
He's got 50 strikeouts and 18 walks total. 3-1 count. Runner off second. Springer got one and blooped it into center field. Jones will make the catch. A few steps in to get it. Springer retired. In our Major League Notebook, speaking of Springer, on the You Can Look It Up page, how about Springer at Houston? 6 home runs, 6 games, on 4 rookies in the last 25 seasons to do that. Toronto Blue Jays 20 wins in the month of May. 5th time in franchise history they have done that. And John Lackey, back-to-back scoreless starts for him. First time he has done that since 2006. And regarding Springer and those 6 home runs in 6 games for a rookie, who were the others? David Justice, 1990. Ryan Braun, 2007. And Nick Markakis in 2006. Breaking ball, that is in there for a strike. Dexter Fowler, strikeout victim first time up. Hardy now holding Altuve at second.
Yeah, you got to keep him close. Good speed at the plate, good speed at second base. You can do some things to put some pressure on a defense.
Showed bunt, takes a strike.
Fowler having himself a pretty good last couple weeks as well. Reached base in 25 of the last 26 games. He has a really good speed.
Hardy really holding Altuve out there at second. That one tied him up, but it's going to be inside. So a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Dexter Fowler. The 5-game hit streak that he's got going. He's had 5 hits in his last 16 at bats during the streak. Drawing a lot of walks here in the month of May. 1-2 delivery. That one goes to first. Short hop. Davis, nice play, and takes it to the bag. Altuve will move up, but there are 2 down for Castro. Join the conversation. Check out Masson Orioles on Facebook and join our game chat to interact with fellow Oriole fans about the ball game. You can log on to www.facebook.com/Masson Orioles. Scroll down to tonight's game to chat. Get started. Gary Thorne, Mike Bordick here in Houston. The first of this 4-game set, the civil rights game, with the festivities surrounding it, will be the ball game tomorrow night. Miguel Gonzalez and Brett Oberholzer, the scheduled starters. It's 7:30 for O's Extra and 8 o'clock for the ball game. So here's Castro looking for the 2-out RBI. He scored on the wild pitch in the second after having led off the inning with a walk.
Jimenez doing a nice job here getting the 2 outs after the leadoff double by Altuve. Got to bear down against Castro. Come up with some good pitches.
And you can bet Altuve, he was watching when that wild pitch scored Castro, so he's getting as far off third as he can. And he gets quite a ways off because Manny Machado's moved over against the left-hander in the shortstop spot. So Altuve with a big jump here if there's a wild pitch. Ball put up in the air to center field. Adam Jones. He's got it. That'll do it. Good job by Jimenez. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Base runner left on in scoring position. 1-0 Astros. Maryland University College. April 15, 1947, Jackie Robinson, described by the Reverend Jesse Jackson as a rock in the water, creating ripples of new possibilities. He overcame the adversities, the racial prejudice, broke the color barrier in Major League Baseball, allowed the bat and his talents to do the talking, leading the Brooklyn Dodgers to the pennant. The inaugural Rookie of the Year winner. He hit .297, second in stolen bases in the majors. His number permanently retired. Part of this civil rights game and weekend, with the civil rights game being played tomorrow. Luncheon will be held here in Houston, downtown tomorrow, to honor, as we said, Berry Gordy, Jim Brown, and Dr. Maya Angelou, who passed away 2 days ago. Team's going to be there. Buck Showalter, along with Frank Robinson, Bo Porter, the manager here in Houston, Jose Cruz and Bob Watson, Astros legends, and the Toy Cannon, Jimmy Wynn, are all going to be on hand with many others, along with the Commissioner Bud Selig at the luncheon tomorrow. Pierce up, Orioles trail it by a score of 1-0. Steve Pierce batting second in the lineup, and he will take the breaking ball. The Astros a run on 2 hits, no errors. The Orioles 0-1-0. Astros have left 3. The Orioles 1. Orioles haven't gotten the man by first yet. That ball will go down the line. That should take care of that. It'll bounce off the scoreboard. Alex Presley over to get it. Pierce continues to hit a leadoff double here in the 4th inning.
That ball was whistled down the left field line. He got the bat head to it quick. 5th double of the season for Steve Pierce. He's putting together some great at bats in his opportunities. Take a look. Nice load and then wham, dropping the head on it. Not a bad fastball on the inner third. Pierce gets to it easy. I'll tell you what, Peacock lucky that one stayed on a line. Didn't end up outside the stadium somewhere.
Boy, what a month he's having here in May. 21 hits and 59 at bats, hitting over 350 with 4 home runs. So Pierce, the potential tying run out there, and here is Adam Jones. Adam, the RBI chance, timeout asked for by the catcher that time by Castro. For Adam, with runners in scoring position, a solid .304 batting average. He's been good home and road. .297 on the road, .281 at home so far. Popped out his first time up, and there's a nasty breaking ball away for a strike.
It really was. There have been some inconsistencies with that breaking ball. But really sharp down action there at the end. I mean, Adam Jones sees it up. And when he commits to swing, that ball just disappears. Would have ended up in the dirt. Real tight rotation for Peacock.
Brad Peacock. Now it's his turn on the mound to try and prevent a leadoff batter getting on from scoring. The Orioles try and tie it up and do a little more. That one will be fouled back. Came up a little bit on him, and a 2-strike count on the 83-mile-an-hour pitch. Peacock much more effective as a starter than a reliever. He's 8-9 as a starter. ERA about 4.5. As a reliever, his ERA is well over 7, and no better this year in relief appearances than last year. So back in that rotation, the question is, will he stay there? And so he wants an effective performance in this game. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way, and Jones will take it inside.
See the good velocity on the fastball, 94 right there. He's shown some really good breaking balls. The pitch prior, though, are the pitches that he gets in trouble with. The inconsistencies. Guarantee Adam Jones wants that slider back as it's spun in the middle of the plate, up in the zone.
1-2 count. Good lead at second for Pierce. Adam will foul that one off. He got fisted on that one. Takes it back. Peacock has had a tough time here in this ballpark here at Minute Maid. I mean, he only has last year and this year to go with, but his ERA here at home about double what it is on the road. Career 6.16 here. 2 wins, 4 losses, and 3.7 ERA in his games away. 1 ball, 2-strike delivery, and that's going to be a chopper. Will hold the runner. VILLAR will make the play. Jones retired. Now time for all fans to tweet their photo using hashtag #MASSonFanPhotos for a chance to have it shown on a future broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Selfies are admissible. I have to say that with Mike holding the camera up over his head. Right?
Yeah.
Do you even have one of those? Yeah, for sure.
What? A camera or a selfie?
Selfie.
I have my own selfie, and I'm not going to talk about it.
Exactly. I don't blame you. Astros going to the big shift here. It worked the last time up as Davis grounded out to Altuve, playing in shallow right field. This is the shiftiest team of all. Pretty amazing. The Astros have even passed the Rays in shifts put on.
Altuve way out there in shallow right field. VILLAR moving around with Pierce at second base. Well, one thing this team has done now, obviously incorporating the shift, but they have a lot of pitchers in their rotation, ground ball pitchers. A couple of them leading the way in ground ball percentages, and they utilize it to the maximum, trying to take advantage of the ground ball outs.
And here's what we were talking about. If you look now at the setup, remember we said those who provide these numbers say, all right, shift in the infield, but the outfield play pretty much straight up. That's exactly what they're doing against Chris Davis. Pretty much straight up on him in the outfield. But the infield with that heavy shift can't move Dominguez, the third baseman, all the way over because you got a runner at second. That leaves a big hole between third and second base.
Chris Davis's hits by direction, 8 to left, 11 to center, 13 to right field, so primarily pull, but stayed in the middle field pretty well.
0-2 count. Runner off second, and a swing and a foul ball. Chris has not had a home run in this ballpark against this Astros team. Lifetime a .275 hitter with 3 home runs. But none have been hit here in a ballpark that, as we said, is favorable to hitters.
Not out there, though.
Not out there.
That's big.
He's had 25 at bats in this ballpark coming into the ballgame. Way up high as that one got away. This ballpark, here's the way it ranks this season here at Minute Maid. Runs per game, the 4th highest. The batting average, 6th highest. Home runs per game, 4th highest. And the ERA, 2nd highest. That would be called a hitter's yard.
Yes, it would.
One and two. Here's the lead at second. The off-speed delivery somehow got a bat on it.
Nice job to stay with that pitch. Pretty good breaking ball. A good location as well, down and away. Jim Presley just telling Adam Jones, well, Chris Davis staying back. That's really the only way he was able to keep this at bat alive. Kept his hands back. Got just enough of it.
With the shift on, it's the shortstop Villar holding the runner at second. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Another breaking ball. Boy, that one almost caught his top hand. Had to pull him back in on that one.
Yeah, well, you see how Chris Davis can fight. His ability here working consistently down and away, and this breaking ball, it works itself in hard. Just too close to take. Good job pulling the hands in and foul it off.
Pretty good matchup here, and a battle going on with Peacock and Davis. 1-2 coming again. Chris will take the fastball. That'll be up and in. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Davis. Peacock, in these games that he has started, he'll get usually a 5+ in the starts as far as innings pitched are concerned. They just haven't been very effective for him. Team 2 and 4 in his starts, and he got him. Wow. Peacock wins that battle, his 4th K.
And Chris Davis thinking this pitch is down in the zone. Now he saw a steady diet of fastballs and curveballs, but here is the rare change. It's right at the bottom of the box. All going against Chris Davis and for Peacock here. Ooh. Looks a little down from that angle.
All 4 strikeouts have been called 3rd strikes. So that will leave it up to Nelson Cruz. He lined out into the shift, one of those who has been denied hits with this shift they put on him. He lined it right to the second baseman, Altuve, who has moved over to the shortstop side of the bag. Hit the ball hard. And that will send Castro out with a runner at second and 2 down. Nelson among the offensive leaders in just about every category, if not the leader of the home runs and RBIs up there. And this is what he's been doing.
You see the opposite field power. A couple home runs in Milwaukee. Some of them some tough pitches here. Pulls the home run out in the Orioles bullpen. Just very similar.
1-0 count. And that one into where they weren't playing. Base hit right field. Pierce will come. Springer's going to throw to the cutoff man. Not in time to the plate. And the Orioles have tied the ball game up. And who else? A 2-out base hit by Nelson Cruz against the shift. Right where a second baseman would in quotes, normally be playing.
Right. Well, Nelson Cruz, he has that ability to use the whole field. This is a pretty tough pitch, and he just takes what's given to him down and away, just drops the head on it, backs it up. Big hole over there. Steve Pearce, who had that leadoff double, hustling on in to score for Cruz.
49 RBIs, #1 in the American League. Cruz gets him home, and the Orioles tie the ball game up on their 3rd hit. Here is Hardy, called out on strikes his first time up. Didn't miss a home run down the left field line by a lot in that first at bat. And the pitch on the outside corner for a strike.
JJ's still in search of the home run, but I'll tell you what, he's picking up some hits. Last 10 games hitting .450, 4 RBIs, and he is driving the ball. He's getting some extra base hits as well. Great head position right down on the barrel of the bat. The home runs will come for Hardy.
Page 2 in the off-speed delivery fooled him. It's now 66 games since his last home run, the longest drought of his career. Previously it had been 42 back in 2005. So 66 without a dinger. Cruz on at first. Hardy trying to get him moved around. Modified shift against him, and another breaking ball, and the tag put on. So 5 strikeouts picked up in the ball game, but the Orioles get the 2-out RBI by Cruz and tie this one up. For 1-0-6-0-1-2020 for a same-day appointment. From the Marines, Steven Garcia, recognized here at the ballpark tonight. Many service men and women who come out to the yard and are being recognized at many ballparks, including Camden Yards. Those folks got in out for free. They can see over the crane. They're on top of the roof that the former owner's office used to be in. Don't know if he's still there or not. The fans are still up there watching the ball game.
Yeah, pretty cool seats up there.
You saw the crane out there. They've got about a 7-story building, primary residential actually, that's going up outside. They have used this ballpark as a centerpiece for moving people, they hope, downtown to Houston. A lot of new businesses, restaurants, and where the crane is a big residential property going up. Jimenez will get the pitch in there for a strike. Matt Dominguez at the plate. He had a single in the second inning. Carter and then Presley will be due up. Jimenez with a couple of walks, 3 strikeouts, and the ball game tied at 1. And the ball will be fouled away. It is really great to have the roof open here. As we said, they've done it so seldom in the past, you kind of forget what it looks like when it's open. only 11 times per year each of the last 2 seasons. But
it's a better feel, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's great that they have the roof.
Yeah, I agree. And obviously, roofs in the north put in for rain, here in the south for the heat. They have a heat index they use to determine whether they will open or close the roof for a ball game. And we were at 87 when we started, but not one of those absolutely drip days of humidity. And foul tipped into the mitt and held on to for the strikeout.
Jimenez throwing some good fastballs throughout this at bat. Take a look at the pitch track, steadily working down. This one rides to the top of the zone to get Dominguez for the big first out of the inning.
So that's the 4th strikeout. Now this is a pretty young. I think this child came directly from the hospital.
Yeah, that is a brand new baby right there.
Holy moly. That's comfort. That's real comfort. That's the proper dress. You don't need anything on your feet, clearly. You can cheer when you want or not. I mean, this is great.
Oh, little feet. Are you kidding me?
And being so good. Pitch is taken away. Chris Carter, strikeout victim, is first time up. Carter with the 2 long balls. Hit in the ball game yesterday we talked about, 2 for 4. Solo shot, 3-run home run. After he had set out 3 straight games while he tried to get things corrected in his swing. Good pitching duel underway here. 3 hits for the Orioles, 2 for the Astros. The Orioles scoring on the CRUZ single. The Astros 2nd inning wild pitch scored their run, and Carter will fight that off.
I was reading an article about Carter, some of the adjustments he was trying to make, and really just the point of contact for him, trying to catch the ball out in front of home plate. There were a lot of hitters. Carter's an experienced hitter, but end up trying to hit the ball on the plate. When we talk about backing up a baseball, it doesn't mean hit it when it's behind home plate. It still means catching it out in front of the plate, but a little bit deeper than you would if you were trying to pull the ball. See the pitch track, how they're trying to working down in the bottom of the zone.
That is a fair ball. Manny Machado, long throw, big arm. Chris Davis can't get it, and he's safe. My guess is that's a single, but we'll see. In any event, Carter is on with 1 down here in the 4th inning. I think Manny may have been fooled by Carter's speed here.
Yeah, Manny making a nice play, actually. Deep. Don't see many third basemen that deep, but didn't quite get the carry on the ball.
Actually, he would have been out, wouldn't he, if that ball was caught?
Yeah.
So that could be an error. We'll wait for the official scorer to make the ruling on that one. So a runner on here in the 4th inning, and that'll bring up Presley. Presley drew a walk his first time up.
You know, Manny feels like he should have made that play.
Yep. And the pitch will be taken up high, and it will be charged as an error, and that's fair, because a good throw would have had him. So Carter's on at first base. Error charged to Manny Machado. That'll be Manny's 6th error of the season. A little shift on here against Presley. And that pitch is going to be down low. On the fastball, the count will go 2-0 to Presley. And again, here's that bottom third of the order we talked about, which has been so good for this Astros team in producing both home runs and overall producing runs.
Presley some opportunities here with Carter at first base. The hole opened up on the left side. Manny Machado playing well off the third base line.
Other teams in the division in action tonight. Toronto's got a 6-5 lead over Kansas City. They're in the 6th. Atlanta leads Boston 2-0. They're in the 7th. Would you believe it? Houston has 1 fewer wins than Boston. The delivery will be taken inside. So Jimenez will start putting up those numbers we've seen before, where the walks and strikeouts start to equal one another.
Take a look at the Jeep inside the numbers here. Largest team average increase. Well, it's the Astros. March and April hitting only 210, but in May really picking it up. to 269. That's a difference of .059. Pirates on the list, Indians, Mets, and Cardinals. The Astros, a lot of good things happening for them. George Springer, of course, making a huge impact. Will Porter, keeping his team calm, wanting them to play winning baseball, but the bullpen's been doing a nice job. Starters getting deep in ball games. A lot of good things working for this team right now.
And a breaking ball's in there for a strike. The Astros have already had 6 at-bats with a runner in scoring position in this ball game, and they are 0 for 6. An ongoing problem now down below that .217 team batting average in that department. Grossman, the designated hitter, grounded out his first time up. Grossman will pop that one up left center field. It's Pierce. Runners halfway. He's got it. 2 down. So again, Jimenez, at least for the moment, has found a big out. Leaves those runners at first and second base. And Villar coming up. He grounded out his first time up. Villar had a chance in the second inning. He came to the plate with runners at second and third in the ground ball out. And continued his 0 for 22 now. When does it start weighing on you as a hitter?
Tough.
0 for 1?
Yeah, 0 for 1. You want to get that next hit. But I'll tell you what, when it gets up there, 0 for 15, 0 for 20, you really start thinking about it. I've been through some extended slumps like that when I played, and I've had positive hitting coaches, and I think that's really all you can ask, because a lot of times it's not physical. It's not your approach at the plate. It's just your mental grind, and, just feel like you're never going to get a hit again. And in so many ways, the only time you break out of it might be a broken bat, loop single or something. Next thing you know, you're feeling a little more comfortable.
You can laugh again.
Yeah.
And relax. Came into the year with a .243 career average. That's what he hit last year, first season, first opportunity at the majors after 6 years in the minors. 0-2 delivery, and close but not quite. Jimenez trying to get out of it. Runners on. First and second base are 2 down. Villar trying to get home somebody. Carter at second reached on an error. Presley reached on the walk. The run that scored was a walk. It scored on a wild pitch. So all these situations not the result of hits. And a wild cut and got him. So the 5th strikeout of the ball game for Ubaldo Jimenez, and 2 more are left on. Ball game tied at 1, and the baby's still not sleeping. Come on. Tonight as they're going at it, the Orioles, Jimenez picking up 5 strikeouts, a little help from Manny Machado on a close play at third. Leave it up to CRUZ. Who else? Opposite field base hit. Pierce after a double scored, and the Orioles have tied this ball game up at 1-1. Nelson Cruz adding to his league leading RBI totals already in this ball game. 1-3-1 for the Orioles. The Astros 1-2-0. The Astros only hits a single by Dominguez in the third, double by Altuve in the third. Dominguez came in the second. And that ball will be fouled back as Manny Machado leads it off. A strikeout victim. Flaherty and Hundley will follow for the Orioles, batting in the top of the fifth inning.
Well, Manny got off to or had a nice little hitting streak going. I think he got jammed a couple times in that Milwaukee series, so tentative, but a nice swing on that fastball up and out over the plate. Peacock's pitch count at 55.
Bunting over the screen. He had the third baseman Dominguez back, but couldn't get the ball down. And a 1-ball 2-strike count on Machado, trying to get that leadoff man on base. Peacock, no walks and 5 Ks, and another off-speed delivery that will bounce foul. Well, Peacock has heard the words about throwing strikes, and so far in this ballgame he's gotten it done. He was drafted by Washington originally, 41st round in 06, didn't sign immediately, went to community college, and then signed with Washington the following year. Delivery to Machado, breaking ball, that's going to be in the dirt. 2-ball 2-strike count.
Peacock has been aggressive in the strike zone. Really good command of the off-speed pitches. We've seen that curveball being his most effective breaking ball. Take a look at the pitch track. Really aggressive in the zone. A couple misses with the curves down.
Machado will take the fastball inside. 92-mile-an-hour pitch. You can see from these velocity counts with the differential, he's been all, and to his credit, it's all over the place with that pitch velocity.
Yeah, I mean, when he's on top, he works probably 91 to 93 consistently. Every now and then he'll reach back and throw 94, 95 though.
And a swing and a miss, well located pitch, and that's strikeout number 6.
Mixing in the fastballs and breaking balls. Starts him off inside, finishes him off with a fastball away. 93 miles an hour. Well located, good spot. Man, he just swinging through it.
He had 11 strikeouts in the ball game against Texas, which he ended up losing 4-0. That's his high, as you might expect, in strikeouts. Here's Ryan Flaherty, flied out to center field his first time up. He too shows bunt, and will take the pitch up high for a ball. That will move Dominguez in at third.
The Orioles would like to find a way to put some pressure on Peacock.
He insists on throwing strikes tonight.
Good changeup, actually throwing strikes with all of his pitches. A couple changeups, all for strikes. That curveball's really been the key, though. Seen some hitters locked up on that.
Popped him up off the fist, back and out of play. Watching Peacock and talking about velocity, interesting report. Many of you, I hope I had a chance to look at. It was a position statement on Tommy John injuries that came out from the Sports Institute with footnotes and everything attached to it. Only about 3 pages, though, that Dr. Andrews spoke to. There's another swing and a pitch down low that wasn't hit, and that's going to be strikeout number 7.
That's to break the ball here at the bottom of the zone. I mean, take a look. Talk about the depth. That ball's hanging up there. It looks like it's just going to be a good pitch to hit. Last 4 or 5 feet. It bites down at the bottom of the zone to get Ryan Flaherty.
Though Flaherty retired, shift now put on against Hundley, a strikeout victim his first time up. Sports Medicine Institute in their report said the Tommy John surgeries being talked about go back to the adolescent days. It's about competitive pitching and pitching while fatigued. Multiple teams pitching year-round, poor pitching mechanics and poor physical conditioning. Talking about youngsters, high school and college. That's the problem, they say. A lot of things they said you think about Tommy John surgery, not true. Pitchers who come back from Tommy John surgery don't pitch any longer than pitchers who don't have it. It's about too much repetitive pitching and fatigue for youngsters. not about the curveball. Too much throwing. And whether you raise or lower the mound doesn't matter. The torque in the elbow from a flat surface or on the mound is the same. And there's no difference in Tommy John results between those pitchers from the U.S. and those from Latin America. Doesn't matter where you're from, same problem. Too much throwing as a youngster, too much competitive pitching, not enough rest. They question winter ball as to whether or not pitchers should be even doing that. And for youngsters, they should not play year round. That the arm needs time off.
Well, it really does. And I'll tell you, I think, well, throwing a baseball is as unnatural as it gets anyway. I mean, you're not supposed to get your arm over your head. It swings naturally at your side. So, you know, that's one thing against baseball players. But when younger players throw so much and they start to fatigue, that's when the mechanics break down. And they might not know it then at a young age, but they're doing damage, you know, in their arm. So you need to have good people around them to monitor those type of situations. Yep.
Ball towards left center field is going to fall in for a base hit. So Hundley is on. He gets the 2-out single and turns the order over. Take a look at our PNC minor league report, brought to you by PNC Bank for the Achievers.
Oh, it's Eddie Gamboa again, AAA Norfolk. You know, he's had an up and down season. You see the record this season, 3-4 with a 4.52 earned run average, but yesterday he was on the upside. 8 innings pitched, just 2 hits, 2 runs, and just 2 base on balls, 6 strikeouts. So showing the great command with the knuckleball. 102 pitches, 62 of them for strikes. Good sign for Gamboa.
Orioles have their 4th hit with 2 down here in the 5th inning. Nick Markakis, he's got a base hit, 1 for 2 in the ball game for Nick. Can they mount the 2-out rally? Oh, what a stop made by Castro as he danced way inside and almost brought that ball back from behind him. Nice play.
Yeah, I don't think he expected it to break that much. We talked about that late bite on the curve. He's setting up away, and it's a backhand stop. He's got to slide over to corral, keep it in front of him. Real nice play, softening up that glove.
That holds the runner. Hundley on at first base, being held by Carter. Markakis with a 4-game hit streak going. And the pitch to him ripped, and that is a foul ball by that much.
Nick's been turning on some balls well here recently. A couple doubles down the right field line in Milwaukee, and he just misses another extra base hit there.
Ball game tied at 1 apiece. The Orioles trying to get the rally going here in the 5th inning with 2 down after a couple of strikeouts. Markakis in this ballpark, that hit he got in the 1st inning, first one he's had here. He had only 4 at-bats here at Minute Maid Park prior to tonight. He was wrapping them out of here in BP, though. Pitches inside. He was putting shots to right field in the 2nd deck during batting practice.
It's a fun place to hit. That 2nd deck over there in right field. There's a good look at it. Even if you want to pull the ball or go the other way, I mean, try to get one, hit the train over there in left field or over that short porch. A lot of fun spots here.
And Markakis off the fist. That could be a problem. Fowler coming. Plenty of time, and he'll put it away. Markakis retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. We move to the bottom of the 5th. To you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. And by Luna. For beautiful new carpet, hardwood, and laminate, call 877-241 Luna. Beautiful evening here in Houston, and the crowd being treated to a really good ball game. And Oriole fans, family members on hand here at the ballpark, as they will be for the 4 games these two teams are going to play. Tomorrow, Miguel Gonzalez, Brett Oberholzer, 7:30 O's Extra, 8 o'clock for the ball game, the civil rights game. Then it will be Chris Tillman and Wei-Yin Chen in the final 2 for the Orioles, as they put some W's up here and get above that 500 mark by more than just the one game they are at right now. Bottom half of the 5th inning, top of the order. Altuve, he has doubled and grounded out. He's got an 8-game hit streak down, and Altuve will take it down low for a ball. The Roberto Clemente Award nominee last year from the Astros, and he was their Heart and Hustle Award winner year before that. And the year before that, he won the Minor League Player of the Year in the Astros organization. So he's come up with some accolades along the way.
He's done some really good things for the Astros, and really one of the true leaders on this team. He plays winning baseball.
Down the line, and that will curve foul. Altuve is their leader in runs, hits, and doubles from that leadoff spot where he's ensconced now, because he's really done well. 39 consecutive games in the leadoff spot, hitting .333, and that will just miss outside.
Well, really an underrated player all around. We talked about his offensive production here from the top spot, but defensively, I mean, he's been as solid as anybody out there. He made his first error yesterday of the season.
That's going to be a base hit. And Machado throws, but he won't get him. It gets away, but he'll stay. And that is a base hit off the glove of Jimenez, and a leadoff single, 2 for 3 in the ballgame for Altuve.
Not much you can do there. A nice try by Jimenez. A comebacker tips off his glove. Machado makes another great athletic attempt with that speed. He was already at first base. Pretty risky play there by Manny. Nice job by Chris Davis to hustle off and recover that baseball.
So the leadoff man on for the 3rd time in 5 innings. Jimenez 67% retiring leadoff batter. And this obviously is a dangerous one with the league's leading base stealer. Springer 0 for 2 in the ball game, has struck out and flied out. Altuve, 17 stolen bases. Raja Davis of Detroit right behind him with 16, and then Ellsbury, Escobar have 14. Starting today's play. There he goes. Pitch fouled off. I'm surprised Springer didn't take one to let him go.
Yeah, I really am. But Altuve will be running again soon. He runs with reckless abandon. He's been very successful, but when he gets on base, all he thinks about is going.
Would you pitch out here?
I'd take a shot. Yeah, I think now that you're ahead of Springer, Altuve's going to put himself in motion at one point.
Pat Listash relaying the signs at third base. Springer will stand back in.
A lot of ways try to play a little cat and mouse game. Maybe a pickoff attempt and then a pitch out. Mix it up. So Altuve thinks, all right, there's a pickoff attempt there. That might just be his B move. Menace might come back over there with an A move, and then it might be a pitch out. So a lot of thinking going on. John Russell knows he's going to run at some point. So does Hundley.
Hundley 1 for 3 with the Orioles, throwing out base stealers. With Jimenez on the mound this season, base stealers have been caught 3 out of 11 times. And it is now a real cat and mouse game. And if you're Bo Porter on the other side, do you send him? He's probably not a sign guy. He's on a green light. He goes when he thinks he can.
Yeah,
Would you put the stop sign on?
No, not him.
1 strike delivery, runner not going, and swung through and missed, and the count goes to 0-2.
Nice pitch right there from Jimenez. In a lot of ways, and probably a big reason why Springer having some success with. If Altuve continues to get on base, Springer's going to see a lot more fastballs. Well, Jimenez mixes it up there. Nice split finger at the bottom of the zone.
Springer, career high 10-game hit streak, and he brings into this ball game. And the pitch will be taken up high. We talk about how a pitcher can be disrupted when you have someone like Altuve on. A hitter can also be disrupted, though, huh?
A little bit, but there's a lot of communication involved. Now, I'm sure Altuve said, hey, if you get your pitch, you swing it. You know, I'm going to be running on every pitch anyway, or thinking about it. So don't think about me. There is communication involved there, especially between the 1 and 2 hitters.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Altuve back in on his belly. Jimenez, not a big lead at first for Altuve. He's running outside, throw down Hundley, no chance.
Really just a matter of time with him, and I'm surprised there wasn't a pitch out called in this at bat. 18 stolen base. See him glance in. Good job there. Not a bad pitch to handle. Just the speed wins that one.
How far in he was. He's only been caught 3 times, and now it changes the D a little bit, because now you got to hold him on. As we said before, he'll try and steal third if he thinks he can.
Oh, yes, he will.
Flaherty will have to move over even closer to the bag. Springer with a 2 ball 2 strike count. Potential go ahead run on at second base here in the 5th inning. Nobody out. And swings through it. That's 6 strikeouts for Jimenez in the game.
Boy, a nice fastball from Jimenez there. A lot of life on this as it rides to the top of the zone, and good velocity. No pitches in the heart of the plate. This one up and away corner here, 93 miles an hour. Springer caught a little in between after some nasty split fingers in that at bat. Jimenez wins that battle.
Jimenez has had 10 strikeouts for a high this year. That came against Minnesota. His career high is 13. A couple of times he's done that. And it hit him. That's the 3rd hit batter he's had this year, trying to come in on Dexter Fowler, and Fowler had nowhere to go.
Didn't mean to do that. He wanted to get a fastball in. He's been pretty good at running the 2-seamer back, but this one, boy, it's just got a target on the back of Fowler's knee, and no movement at all. Straight into him.
Second time he's been hit by a pitch this year. Now 1st and 2nd does set up a possible double play with a cleanup batter, Jason Castro, coming up. Castro walked and scored in the 2nd inning, but ended up scoring on a wild pitch, the only run the Astros have. 2 on, 1 out, and Castro takes it inside. He's had trouble tonight, Mike, has he not, with these left-handers? A lot of pitches that he's trying to get in are way inside.
Well, he's trying to get in there and really establish that pitch, because his 2-seamer can be so effective to the lefties. A lot of times his split finger will tend to fade away, down and away to them, an easier pitch for them to hit. So he's got to try to get the fastball in, run the 2-seamer back to pick up that corner, but you're seeing him kind of yank that pitch, hold on to it a little too long.
Then went outside and will miss with that. Off speed delivery, and the count will go to 2-0. 0 for 9. Unbelievable with runners in scoring position. That'll bring Dave Wallace, the pitching coach, out to the mound. First strikes for Jimenez have been so important, as they so often are. When he's been able to get that first strike, hitters at 252 this year. When he doesn't, it jumps up to 293.
Take a look, Ubaldo against the lefties tonight. He's using that fastball at 54% of the time. Breaking ball 38%, and the changeup, the split finger at 8%. So really trying to establish that fastball. hasn't been consistent enough with it.
Showalter, the note in the notebook that decides the fate of many. But he will not relinquish the secrets therein. Altuve, great speed at second, Fowler at first. 2-0 delivery on the way, and that's going to be inside. The count goes to 3-0. Dominguez is waiting on deck. Castro just $189 with runners in scoring position, and he has had more chances in these situations than any other Astro. 3-0, green light. Yep, but he'll take it for a strike.
Jimenez would do himself good if he threw that same pitch. Nice location there, down and away. You see it, the white ball, the fourth pitch, catching that bottom corner. Good place to get a ground ball, a little two-seam action, some late movement.
3-1 delivery, and he catches it again. And the count goes full, so a 3-ball, 2-strike count.
Goes right back to that same spot. This time the breaking ball, though. Boom. Almost filling up that hole. Beautiful pitch. Great location, back to back.
3-2, 1 down, 2 on. Ball game tied at 1 here in the 5th. Another chance for the Astros. And a little chopper. Play will go to first. Davis stretches and gets it. Castro is retired. Altuve moves over to third, and Fowler will go down to second base. 2 in scoring position and 2 out. The Orioles are going to be home. Manny Machado bobblehead night will be coming up on Saturday, June 7th. O's take on the A's. First 25,000 fans 15 and over will get the Manny Machado Platinum Glove bobblehead. Celebrate his great defensive season last year and add to your collection. Tickets 888-848-BIRD or go to Orioles.com. So another big moment, and there have been lots of them, for Jimenez in this ball game. He's pitched under pressure throughout. Now with the 10th chance with a runner in scoring position, and it's Matt Dominguez who has singled and struck out.
Valdo did a great job getting Castro coming back from that 3-0 count. 3 quality pitches.
And that's going to be in there for a strike. And again, we'll catch that corner. Coming off a 99 pitch performance, up to 91 in this ball game. He's gone over 100. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of his starts. He's had more than 100 pitches thrown. 1 ball, 1 strike count. And Jimenez gets a swinging strike. Foul ball, tipped. 1 and 2.
A great split finger right there. And another good block by Hundley. Well, it's so hard to pick up. Jimenez all arms and legs, has that stab in the back. That ball just trapped door. Good block.
Pulls that runner at third. Altuve is getting a big lead over there on each pitch. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and that'll be outside. Jimenez trying to get through this inning and then maybe another, depending on how many pitches he throws here. 2 ball, 2 strikes, and the Astros looking for that elusive big hit. 2-2 delivery, and that's up high.
Well, I think Buck Showalter would love to let Jimenez go and get him up to 110, 115 pitches, but Buck Showalter reads a lot of these games by how demanding some of the innings are. And every inning, it seems like there's been runners on, and Ubaldo's had to really bear down and come up with some big pitches. It's all the opportunities the Astros have had with runners in scoring position. Well, here we are again.
Here's the 3-2 delivery on the way, and he got him. And he gets it done again. 7 strikeouts, 2 in the inning, no runs, 1 hit, 2 left in scoring position. Coming up, our Honda do-up, Steve Pearce, Adam Jones, and Chris Davis. He's fan photo. Now that's an excited fan. How many Band-Aids on that right knee? What do you think?
But it looks like an Orioles Band-Aid.
Yes, it is an Orioles Band-Aid. And Raven sneakers. So what do you want?
Yeah.
Dave Wallace talking to his starter.
Well, he came up with some big pitches in that inning. Castro was huge. 3 quality pitches after he fell behind 3-0, and then to get Dominguez on some couple nasty split fingers down.
They want him to go another inning, as they do with all of the Orioles starters. So the Orioles in a 1-1 ball game go to the 6th inning. Pierce led off the 4th with a double and scored on the CRUZ RBI base hit. 4 hits for the O's and 3 for the Astros. And a swing and a miss and a breaking ball. The Astros have now left 7, and 6 of those have been in scoring position. Chopper. Peacock. Couple of pitches. Pierce retired. Orioles fans can earn rewards for sharing and posting Orioles content on social media by joining the O's Bird's Nest. Join the conversation at osbirdsnest.com and enter the day's bonus code KEYS, K-E-Y-S, before midnight tonight to receive 2 bonus tokens and be entered to win a monthly prize of the autographed player photo or a year-end prize of 2 tickets to opening day next year. Join the O's Bird's Nest today and start being rewarded. One down in the 6th inning. Adam Jones with an 0 for 2 is popped out, grounded out. I'll take the stash. Good turn up right there.
Yeah, well, we were just up in Milwaukee, probably fingers posters all over the place. That was it's just like it.
There was a guy behind the Orioles dugout today, and I'm looking out to see he had a huge cowboy hat on, and he had one of the greatest mustaches I've ever seen. I don't see him down there though. I don't know where he is. If you can imagine a mustache that would be about, and I'm not kidding, 3 times the size of what the reliever had. It was enormous.
Yeah. And
it was perfectly coiffed, turned up on the ends. Raleigh would have been proud. And he had a hat on that was 18 times the size of his head. It was a great hat. There's one up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. So Adam Jones is on. He picks up the 1-out single here in the 6th inning. The Orioles again try and get that 2nd run up on the board in this tie game. That's hit number 5 for the O's.
There you go. Find a way to put some pressure on Peacock. Pretty solid performance by him. Command of all of his off-speed pitches. There he was. I just saw him.
What? That's him right there. That's him. Look at that.
Look at that.
It's like a longhorn steer. Would you look at that mustache? If it was pointed out, you'd be scared. That's him. Great job, ladies and gentlemen, on the crew. Wow, that's a find right there. You said the magic word, you win $5. Shift is on here, Davis, and that ball will be fouled off outside of first. Davis has struck out and grounded out. 1 down. Orioles with a man on. CRUZ waiting on deck. This game has been all about the pitchers. Peacock, no walks, 7 strikeouts. Jimenez, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. And the fastball, that's the one he's come in on him, trying to move him back, straighten him up a little bit.
Well, he's gotten a lot of these Orioles hitters off balance with the good live fastball. And it's his command of his curve that has really put a wrinkle, so to speak, into this Orioles offense, keeping hitters in between.
1 ball, 2 strike count on Chris.
He has been going to the change more frequently here in the middle part of this ball game.
Not a big lead for Adam Jones at first base. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Runner not going. Off-speed pitch will be outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Chris Davis. First bullpen action that we have seen. Josh Field in the bullpen for the Astros. Peacock, remember, skipped his last start with the soreness in his forearm. 2-2 delivery on the way, and struck him out again. Looking, that's twice on call. 3rd strikes on CRUZ.
Mixing up his pitches: fastball, curveball, changeup, and here 94-mile-an-hour fastball dotted down and away. Holding on to that good velocity. Boy, what a great pitcher's pitch there to get Chris Davis.
So again, that'll leave it up to Nelson Cruz. RBI base hit. Last time up 1 for 2 in the ball game. 2 down, Jones at first. And the pitch for a strike. With 49 RBIs now, that's the 2nd most for an Oriole before the end of May in club history. Chris Davis set the mark last year at 50, and Nelson may very well break that. 0-1 count. That's in there for a strike. Cruz has also set a May club record for the Orioles, the 12 home runs, passing Jim Gentile and Eddie Murray, who each had 11. Good pickoff throw, and Jones back in. With Peacock on the mound, base stealers have been 6 for 6. Castro behind the plate has thrown out 27%. Oh-2 delivery, runner not going. That's going to be a base hit into left field. Presley over to get it. Jones going to 3rd. Throw will come into the shortstop, and the Orioles keep it going. And Cruz has his 2nd hit, 2 for 3. 1st and 3rd, 2 down.
Take a look at this Orioles offense, bringing the bats the last 10 games. We talk about the struggles of the pitchers. Well, the offense has been on fire. 110 hits in 10 games. That ranks second in the American League. Home runs 18, second. Runs 58. That's tied for 1st. High slugging percentage and on base average plus slugging at 872, second and second. So very consistent offense. Boy, there was a little bit of pitching. This offense could carry the team.
Yep. Here's J.J. Hardy. Runners at 1st and 3rd, 2 out. Hardy 2nd in the league with runners in scoring position at 385. And the fastball inside. Only Miguel Cabrera at 426 is ahead of Hardy in that department. And he's got a chance to add to that here. Couple of strikeouts, 1 call, 1 swinging so far. Although he's hit Peacock a couple of times on the long foul balls down the left field side. 1-0 delivery, breaking ball that'll hang up and inside a bit, and the count goes to 2-0. Here's the chance for the Orioles. All 3 they've left on have not been in scoring position. 1 for 3 in the game in these situations. Shift on in the infield, and the 2-0 delivery, and that's foul back.
A good 2-0 pass right there on a fastball. Middle played up in the zone. That was a swing for that 1st home run of the year by Hardy. Big hole open on the right side of the field. Now JJ pretty good at going that way.
Pretty efficient. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Off 1st and 3rd. Hardy will take it up high. And Peacock may be tiring here. These pitchers are getting up in the strike zone. The bullpen has been active. And a little bit of a concern, I think, on Castro's part and on the part of the folks in the dugout. Brent Strom, their pitching coach, was wandering the dugout here moments ago, wondering whether or not he's going to get his starter through the inning.
This is one of those situations that Orioles have been so familiar with. Trying to get the 3rd out in the 6th inning. I mean, it's a difference of how you use your bullpen. You have to use a reliever to come in here. You know, could be an extra arm used up, and really a lot of this recent success from the Astros has been because the starting pitchers have gotten deeper and really been able to match up well with the back end of their bullpen.
3-1 count. Hardy will take it. It is there for a strike. So he gets the count to 3-2. The starters for this team, a 3.18 earned run average, excuse me, in the last 24 games. That's an extended period.
Yeah.
Adam Jones, the lead runner for the Orioles. They had a single. He's at third. Over at first, CRUZ, a base hit. Hardy with a 3-2. And a chopper that'll go to short. Villar's got to hustle. He does. And they get the out. No runs, couple of hits, no errors. 2 are left on base. This ball game remains one dominated by the pitchers.
Brought to you by Miller Lite. Well, Baldo Jimenez in a jam. Runners at second and third, and he's got to come up with a pitch, and he does. Nasty split finger down in the zone to get Matt Dominguez putting himself out of another tough jam.
So finding a way to get out of those has left this ball game tied at 1-1, and here go the Orioles again trying to match the offense with the pitching, or the pitching with the offense. It has been this season, one's been there, one hasn't. And you can count the number of games where they've both been there in one hand. And somehow the Orioles offense for the most part has been able to carry him through. Jimenez with the 7 strikeouts, 3 walks, one of them scored. He's also hit a batter, and that run came on a wild pitch. And a swing and a miss. Chris Carter. Carter reached on an error and a strikeout. He's had a couple of hits and 10 at bats against the Orioles, one of those being a home run. And came in on him hard that time, fouled off 0-2.
Well, Baldo, it has been easy, but limiting this team to just the 3 hits. You mentioned the strikeouts, and this has been a red hot Astros offense after a big sweep up in Kansas City. Baldo shutting them down pretty well. They've had some opportunities, though, with a few base on balls. Baldo coming up with the big pitches when he needs.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Comfy seats. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and a wild swing on a pitch away. That's 8 strikeouts for Jimenez now, and 2 of those have come against Carter.
Now Carter guessing a little bit on this one. Baldo gets ahead, fastball inside, fastball away, and then a nasty slider well off the plate.
So the strikeouts piling up for both of these teams. Here is Presley. He has been hit by a pitch and drawn a walk. And he'll swing at the first pitch and foul it off. Coming into the ball game for the Orioles offensively, not bad in strikeouts. They were 6 in Ks in the American League, while Houston had the second highest number of strikeouts offensively. 100 pitch total has been reached by Jimenez. Here's the 0-1 delivery, and that ball fouled away, got one up. And Jimenez goes ahead 0-2.
You gotta like that, getting ahead on Carter and now ahead on Presley. We've seen the effects of that split finger when it's down at the bottom of the zone. There's a lot of life on all of his offerings.
He's coming off his shortest outing of the season, that 4-inning loss to Cleveland. 5 runs, 4 hits in 4 innings in that game. 0-2 delivery, and that's going to miss down low. Breaking ball, and a 1-ball 2-strike count. Jimenez working on a good start here in the 6th inning, but for that walk and the wild pitch in the 2nd, Astros would not have the run on the board, but they do. Here's the 1-2. Right off the end of the bat and foul. Neither of these teams offensively has been able to get their timing down against the opposing pitcher. Both clubs really struggling trying to get a balance in the batter's box with these pitchers varying velocities.
Yeah, both offenses a little bit in between, and the way that happens is starting pitchers establish that they can throw their secondary pitches for strikes, and then hitters are constantly guessing. Peacock's done a nice job on the other side. There's been a couple strikeouts looking because a hitter just thinking about another pitch.
That'll be another one in the dirt, and a 2-ball 2-strike count. 1 down here in the 6th inning. Grossman waiting on deck. Dave Wallace, who had talked to Jimenez between innings, making sure he was all right to go out. They wanted him out there. There he is. Here's the 2-2. Popped up in the air, shallow left field. Pierce. And there are 2 away. Early voting numbers announced this week for the All-Star game. Several Orioles near the top. Matt Wieters the leader in the American League in catching. Nelson Cruz, J.J. Hardy, Chris Davis, Manny Machado, Adam Jones, Nick Markakis, all battling for a top spot in their respective positions. Vote now at Orioles.com/vote-orange. You could earn ticket discounts, a chance to for the All-Star game autographed jersey, and if you vote up to 35 times, you'll be eligible. Orioles.com/vote-orange. A swing and a miss. Grossman has grounded out and flied out. Robbie Grossman played yesterday, had a 1-for-3 against Kansas City. Grossman will take the off-speed delivery, and it is in there for a strike.
Enough to drive a hitter crazy right there. A nasty split finger to start him off with, and just a little over aggressive. Preston Guillemette down in the Orioles bullpen right now.
Grossman will take it down low. Grossman started with a big club, got auctioned out to AAA early on April 15, and called back up again. He was putting up big numbers at AAA this year. 1-ball 2-strike count, and had one he wanted to turn on and was late. One ball, 2 strikes. Jimenez with that 118 pitch game against Minnesota, his high this year. Looking for his second 1-2-3 inning. He had one in the first. And Grossman will back out. Trying to get the signs down.
Yeah, just got to get on the same page here. I'll make sure just to finish him off on a pitch, 1 pitch.
The Orioles starters this year, 27 times they have gone fewer than 6 innings. That is the 3rd highest in the majors. And then is trying to add a 6th inning to his start. Breaking ball, that'll bounce. 2-ball 2-strike count. Finally getting an idea of what it's like to catch when Jimenez is on the mound.
Yeah. Well, you better be able to block the ball, because he's really good at keeping them down in the zone. Waldo really fun to watch when he's on his ball game. Good command of his pitches, can throw them all for strikes, and when he needs a strikeout pitch, has the ability to keep it down in the zone.
That one will miss away. So again, he will work a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes on Grossman. Showalter and Dave Wallace. Last inning here for Jimenez. The bullpen ready. 3-2 delivery, and that is popped up. Manny Machado will give chase. He's got room, and he's got the baseball. And a 1-2-3 inning. So Jimenez here in the 6th holds them down, and now the Orioles will try and find that go-ahead run. Our do-ups brought to you by Mazda with Manny Machado.
Geico highlights from Minute Maid Park. Bases loaded. Nasty pitch down in the dirt. Gets away. There's a reviewable play at the plate, but Castro scores. Nelson Cruz stays red hot to put the Orioles on the board, scoring Pierce. But the pitchers settle in. Peacock with a big breaking ball to get Flaherty. Jimenez a big strikeout there on George Springer. And Carter goes down with the swing and miss. Boy, both pitchers a nice job. 6 innings of work, 3 hits for Jimenez. Brad Peacock, 6 strong innings, 6 hits given up. Both of them just a 1 earned run. 112 pitches for Jimenez, 93 for Brad Peacock. Remember, Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
So the starter gone, Fields on, and the pitch is a swinging strike by Manny Machado.
Now Josh Fields just recalled again from the minor leagues, 20 games this season, 8.0 earned run average. A reason why he'd been sent down. He's got his fastball back, 92 to 97 miles an hour, curveball and change from Fields.
Well, certainly Peacock has made his statement to remain in the rotation going the 6 innings. He gave up 1 run on 6 hits. He did not walk a batter and struck out 8. His big problem, as we mentioned, had been the walks. The most walks for 9 innings of anyone in the league. Not in this game. That ball down the line the other way. Nice running catch. Springer over to get it.
And Springer's making some adjustments to right field. He's been a center fielder, played center field through the minor leagues and had some trouble early on, but a fine jump here. Manny Machado, good piece of hitting on the breaking ball, slaps this one down the right field line, but good concentration on the running play by the rookie Springer.
So 1 down as the Orioles bat here in the 7th inning. Ryan Flaherty 0 for 2. He has struck out and flied out. And he'll put that one the other way. Presley coming. Dive in the shortstop. The line can't get it, and it's a base hit. So Flaherty is on with the dying Quail to left as he nubs one the other way, and the Orioles again potential go ahead on.
Our fans here appreciating this effort. Look at the Superman leap to try to make that play on Flaherty. Nice try. VILLAR showing the good range Ranging out to left field.
With one down, Hundley coming up. Hundley a base hit, and he has been called out on strikes. Bullpen has been as good or even better than their starters over the last 2 weeks. Their ERA is 1.31, and that has been an Achilles heel for this ball club all year. Their bullpen is still ranked last, the highest ERA of bullpens in the American League, but not of late. Fields with a runner on, one down, and the pitch will be in there for a strike. Five-game win streak for the Astros on the line here tonight. There's Jimenez, who's I'm sure going to be coming out of, well, I say sure, probably coming out of the ball game. The Orioles starter, so any runs here would be to his credit. Swing and a miss on a pitch away to Hundley. 0-2.
There's a look at that good velocity from Josh Fields. 95 right there. Curveball helping to set that one up. First pitch curve. Here comes the cheese.
A long hold. Not a big lead for Flaherty at first. Fields worked against the Orioles last year, but not in the series this year in Baltimore. He's had a couple of games against the O's last season. Pitched only 2/3 of an inning and gave up a run, so most of these Orioles have not faced him. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way. Came back with another heater at 95 and got him.
Tough to catch up to at the top of the zone. He lets it fly. 95 miles an hour. Possibly thinking about off speed there. Fields has been one of the arms out of the bullpen since being recalled to really help kind of shut offenses down. 6 scoreless outings, and here he is. A couple outs. Flaherty at first base.
And that ball off the fist to second. Altuve will go to the shortstop, Villar, and that's it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Houston's the site. It's 7th inning stretch time. Ball game tied at 1. Quick, just like a Jiffy Lube signature service oil change. A Jiffy Lube, they get you in and out fast, and you never need an appointment.
That's Preston Guillemette, and he has been solid for the Orioles. 5 scoreless appearances for the O's. Just 1 base runner allowed. Take a look at the location. Good fastball, nasty breaking ball. He's got a filthy split finger to go along with it. 8 strikeouts on the year for Guillemette. 5 games, nothing to show for it in his 6 innings of work. 8 punch outs, just 1 base on balls. He has been strong.
Now the Red Sox have come back and beaten Atlanta. They trailed the whole game to the 8th inning. A couple of errors committed by Atlanta in the 8th and 1 in the 9th. Allowed the winning run to score in that ball game, and the Red Sox have beaten Atlanta by a score of 4-3. So the Red Sox continue hot. They now have 24 wins. The Orioles have 26 wins on the season. And Gilmet in this tight ball game will work here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Villar will come up, passing the Mendoza line on the wrong side. He has struck out and grounded out. 0 for his last 23 now. And it's when you start feeling for him, even if he's wearing the other uniform. Get out of this thing. Machado will stay in at third base. The pitch is going to be in there for a strike from Gilmet.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, the hitter gets himself in these type of situations. He's got to try to find a way on, especially with a tie ball game. So a bunt is probably one of the first things on his mind.
Big swing and a miss. When you're hitting, it looks like a beach ball. When you're 0 for 23,
everything's nasty.
It's a BB.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gilmet's delivery to him, and he showed bunt on 0-2, and he meant it. That's how unconfident he is at the plate right now. Did you see the count? And a swing and a miss. He'll go back and tell his manager, that's why I was doing it.
Well, some nasty off-speed pitches early, but finishes him off with a good fastball. Just challenging him 91 miles an hour. Or has been in between for a while now.
Gilmet making his first ever appearance against the Astros. Altuve at the top of the order will come to the plate. Orioles with a 2-1 lead in the series this year, and those games played in Baltimore. Overall, the Orioles lead the all-time series 12 games to 6. Not a lot of games have been played here. The Orioles are 2-4 in Houston all time. And Altuve will take the pitch. It'll be up and into him. And a 2-0 count. Altuve a double, a single. He's grounded out. He has an 8-game hit streak. And he's making him throw a strike. Altuve big numbers here at home. He's got a little better number home average than he has on the road. 327 at home, 309 on the road. 2-1 delivery to him, and that'll be lifted left center field for a base hit. Jones will play it on the second hop, and Altuve's on again. A 3-hit ball game. 1 on here in the 7th and 1 down. The O's were proud to join Major League Baseball honoring our armed forces on Memorial Day wearing special jerseys and caps. Show your support. Go to Orioles.com/cameo jerseys and place a bid on one of these unique items. Each jersey cap autographed for the player who wore it. It's been authenticated and it's available. Proceeds benefit the Fort Meade Alliance Foundation. Bidding closes midnight on Monday. Orioles.com/cameo jerseys. 3 for 4 in this ball game. 9 for 16 for Altuve against the Orioles this year. And he's back at first, the league's leading base stealer, who's gone 1 for 1 in that category.
That might slow him down right there. Pickoff catches him in the ribs.
He's not seen Gilmet before, so he's got to measure that move over there. Right now, the move hurts. Springer an 0 for 3. You know, every Astros fan here is thinking about a long ball. This time he's back well ahead. Ball game in the balance. You don't want him down there at second base, and you know he's going to go at some point. Flaherty will cover the bag, the second baseman. Not going here, and the pitch is in there for a strike to Springer. And as with that run on 3 hits over 6, 8 strikeouts, 3 walks. That's the kind of performance the Orioles looking for from this starter. Over the top, that'll miss.
Well, it was much needed. Nice job by Ubaldo Jimenez in this game. pretty hot team down to just the 1 run.
Altuve still measuring the lead. He's not off very much over there. And a great scoop made by Hundley. There's a pick to hold the runner at first. Doesn't look like Altuve's getting a very good read over there.
No, he really isn't. He's actually going back on this one. Nice pickup right here by Hundley. Wow.
He's had a couple of dozen of those in the ball game tonight. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Springer with the outfield deep. Little breeze blowing out towards left now. Runner not going. There's the home run cut.
Pretty healthy swing on a hanging split finger there. Just trying to do a little too much here in front of his home crowd. Had a great road trip. Talk of the town, really. 6 home runs in his last 6 games. Take a look at the pitch track. That 4th pitch, the one he just swung through up at the top of the zone.
He's only had 1 home run here in his home yard this year, 1 of the 9. And hitting .238 at home and almost .300 on the road. So he's trying to make these confines friendly with the bat as they roll along. Houston's 10-15 here in their home ballpark. Runner goes. Hundley's throw. No chance. And Flaherty just making sure it doesn't end up going into the outfield. So 2 for 2 in stolen bases tonight for Altuve.
Yeah, just kind of biding his time and then finally off and running. Quick glance in. Beautiful play by Ryan Flaherty. Keep that ball in the infield. A little hesitation. On the transfer from Hundley. You see that ball sailing. Not the best grip. Good play by Flaherty there.
So the potential go-ahead run here in the 7th inning is on at second. Yet another chance for the Astros. Springer with the 3 ball, 2 strike count. And he takes it in the air to left field near the scoreboard. Home run. He got it. The short porch and left over the scoreboard. And Springer 7 home runs in his last 7 games. This one good for 2 RBIs and a 3-1 lead.
He just went out and got that one. Not a terrible pitch. But you see the leverage he has. Take a look on the pitch track here. Not as good as I thought, actually. Kind of stayed in the middle of the plate. 84 miles an hour, though, and he had to stay through it to get it out over that left field wall.
So Springer continues his onslaught with the home runs. First one given up by Guillemette this season for the Orioles. And the single by Altuve, who came in ahead of him, makes it a 3-1 ball game. Fowler has been hit by a pitch, grounded out, and struck out. He puts one in the air to right center field. Marquez over, and he's got it. And there is the 2nd out here in the 7th inning.
You just wonder about thinking about the speed of Altuve, if it did anything to Guillemotte's concentration. The Springer at the plate. That's what speed can do, both to a defense and a pitcher.
Well, they continue, Houston does, to use the long ball. New franchise record every time he hits a home run for a rookie in this month. Pitch will be taken inside for a ball. For that home run by Springer, that's 10 this month. So he passes the record McGuire had, set in '87 as a rookie. 4 rookies. Orioles still out hitting the Astros 7-5, and that's the first hit the Astros have had with a runner in scoring position. Castro, a walk scored on a wild pitch, is flied out, grounded out. He'll take it down to first over the bag. Fair ball off the glove of Davis, and not in time. Gilmet get over to cover. But Castro beats it out.
Nice job by Davis getting to this ball down the line, but it kicks up. Catches him on the heel of the glove. Quick underhand toss, but Castro, he was sniffing a hit all the way. He's able to just beat it out.
It will be an infield hit. So Castro is on, extending the inning with 2 down for Matt Dominguez. 2 strikeouts and a base hit for Dominguez. And that's going to bounce away, and down to second will go Castro. So things coming unglued here in the 7th for the Orioles.
Huntley's been doing a great job all night. Actually, some beautiful picks, some beautiful blocks, but this ball just bites a little bit more than he thinks. He thinks he can reach out and actually catch it on the short hop. With too much space between the ball and glove, ends up kicking up over the top. Now Castro finds himself in scoring position.
First wild pitch by Gilmet this year. Strike on the outside corner, so Dominguez with an opportunity to add to the 3-1 lead. Well, that makes Fields and Gilmet the pitchers of record. Pretty good secondary lead for Castro at second. He'll put it up in the air. Center field, Jones. And he's got it. But damage done here in the 7th inning. 2 runs in as Springer delivers the 2 RBI homer, and the Astros take the lead. As it'll be the tribute to the Negro Leagues tomorrow. The Elite Giants, those are the uniforms the Orioles will have. The Eagles uniforms for Houston. Mass and 2 coverage, 7:30. O's Extra presented by Dodge. Game at 8. All the access you need right here on Mass.
Miguel Gonzalez, 3 quality starts in a row for him. We're going to try to make it 4 and try to continue to get the starting rotation back on track. Oberholzer, he's going to have to prove himself after that performance by Peacock. Both pitchers competing for the starting rotation.
Guzman will come on to play at first base. Defensive change with Carter coming out. As we go to the 8th inning in Houston with the 3-1 lead. Josh Fields on in the last inning, gave up a hit, got out of it though, the runner left on. Pierce a double and a run scored. Jones and Davis for the Orioles in the 8th. RBI by CRUZ in the 4th inning. That's been it. Chopper to short into the shift. Villar. 1 down in the 8th inning. Well, the Oriole bats quieted so far by the staff. Follow every Orioles game all season long. MLB.com at bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. At Bat brings you baseball wherever you are. Live look-ins, instant replays, free MLB TV game of the day, and classic games and more. Download award-winning MLB.com at Bat on the App Store or visit Orioles.com. Here's Adam Jones, a base hit his last time up. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game. And the pitch will be taken for a strike.
Both the starting pitcher and now Fields showing real good command of the breaking ball.
Reared back on that 94-mile-an-hour heater.
Yeah, hit it if you can. Adam Jones with a healthy cut.
Pretty much straight up against Adam Jones in the infield. Second baseman Altuve moved around a bit. And that will be fouled back into the seats. Toronto's 9-game win streak has ended. Kansas City's come away with an 8-6 win in that game. Extra innings in the 10th inning. Infante got the game-winning single. So that 9-game win streak of Toronto goes by the board, still on top with the 32 wins in the American League East. 0-2 count, one away. Bases are empty here in the 8th inning. Breaking ball. And a 1-2 strike count. He tried to bend that one at the top.
Yeah, good take right there by Adam Jones. Actually, nasty curveball down at the bottom of the zone. Adam recognizing it soon enough.
Here's the 1-2 delivery to him, and that's a bouncer down to third and a foul ball.
He's picked himself up another infield hit.
Orioles on the road this year have been outstanding with that 15-13 mark. They've had the best offense on the road in their games so far. Their second best road batting average behind Texas, hitting .279 coming in, leading the majors in road slugging at OPS. And on the road scoring 5.1 runs a ball game, which is second best. But so far Peacock and Fields have found a way to shut all that down with only a run on 7 hits for the Orioles.
Yeah, but this Orioles offense, I mean, we've seen them. They can explode at any time, and typically a good late inning offense.
Adam going up to try and get that, just got enough to foul it back.
Doesn't take a lot. You get 1 or 2 guys on, and everybody in this lineup has the home run potential. We talked about the incredible road numbers for Nelson Cruz, who we talked about at the beginning of the show and then throughout the ball game because he's been so hot. He's had amazing numbers on the road, the 12 home runs and 35 RBIs. So he's one of those guys you'd like to see up to the plate with runners on base.
And the Orioles have trailed after 7 this year. They have 1 win, 1-20. And the 1-2 delivery is swung on and missed. So Jones is retired on the strikeout. Fields will get his second K.
Good live fastball here from Fields. Velocity really once again just challenging Adam Jones.
Now the shift put on with Davis coming up. Chris has an 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts so far in the ball game. Fields delivery to him, and the pitch is taken away for a ball. Chris now with the 0 for 3 he's had in this one, 0 for his last 14. We've seen the shift work its mighty force in the ball game tonight a couple of times. Davis with a couple of hard hit balls. It would have been base hits into right without a shift. Line drives. CRUZ had one. Would have been up the middle. Caught. The ever-changing nature of the game defensively.
Yeah, there are some that still kind of don't believe in the shift. Of course, it's only when a ground ball finds its way through. But it just seems like the tendencies have proven time and time again. And I'll tell you what, if it didn't work, teams would not do it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. And nobody's going to hang on to those things. They're giving up runs as a result of it. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and a swing and a miss. Well, Fields gets his 3rd strikeout back-to-back here in the 8th inning. The Orioles are retired in order. Bottom of the 8th from Houston. Astros lead it by 2. Retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Baltimore Orioles. Astros have the 3-1 lead. Gary Thorne and Mike Borda, great to have you with us here at the beginning of the 4-game set from Minute Maid Park in Houston, and the Orioles to the pen.
Now Ryan Webb now in. He's been in 23 games this year, 2 wins on the season, 3.27 earned run average. 22 innings of work, 20 hits, 20 strikeouts, just the 5 base on balls. Of course, the sidearm delivery, good sinker, good two-seam fastball, and that sweeping slider from Webb.
I've had a change in the scoring, and it may be changed yet again, but in the 7th inning, Castro, now that's been an error charged on Chris Davis on that ground ball down to first base. So an error in the 7th, allowing Castro to reach. Did not affect any runs in the inning. It came after Springer had the home run. So the Orioles now have 2 errors in the game.
Yeah, tough error right there for Chris Davis.
Orioles just had one of those overruled on that Chris Tillman start on the 21st against Pittsburgh. Error had been charged in the game. That was changed to a hit. So Tillman, who had been charged with only 6 earned runs in the ball game, ended up being charged with 8 earned runs in that game against the Pirates.
I didn't need that.
Wow. That one all the way up to Joe Torre, who handled the appeal and overruled the official scorer. So Webb working. Delmet, now the pitcher of record for the Orioles, gave up the 2 runs, both earned, on the home run by Springer. 2 hits instead of 3 and a strikeout. Webb's delivery, and that will catch the inside corner for a strike.
Two-seamer right there from Webb. Good location. He's been real consistent for the Orioles last 21 games. 1.83 earned run average. Nice job, just the 4 earned runs and 19 2/3 innings of work.
Guzman getting his first at bat, coming on defensively at first base. Started yesterday. Chad Qualls in the bullpen. They've used a closer by committee here in Houston. Guzman started the game yesterday at KC at a 1-for-4. Jesus Guzman will take the pitch outside. Astros trying to add to their 3-1 lead here in the Bottom of the 8th inning, Presley and then Grossman are due up.
Buck Showalter hoping Webb can put a 0 up here and try to get this offense going.
Orioles would be back at 500, barring a comeback in this game. And that pitch will miss. So the count goes to 3-2 on Guzman. Three-two delivery by Webb, and he'll take it for a walk. And a leadoff walk here in the 8th inning. And then as walk 3, Gomet didn't walk anybody, and Webb now with 1 on the free pass side of the books. Alex Presley coming up. Walk hit by a pitch, and he is flied out. Orioles against the American League West. This is only the 4th game they've played. They've all been against Houston. The Orioles haven't played Angels, Oakland, Seattle, or Texas yet. Texas, of course, will be included on this road trip. The 4 games here, day off, 3 in Texas. Presley in. Leadoff man on at first base, Guzman. Machado in at third. Runner goes, hit and run. And it is chopped foul. He just tried to push that one down the third baseline.
Yeah, somehow try to put it in play. Nice aggressive call there with the hit and run from Bo Porter. Some way to try to put an attack on run on the board. He's well aware of how quickly this Orioles offense can explode.
Guzman's had a couple of stolen bases, 2 for 2. But that time they were just trying to put people in motion. Machado will back up a couple of steps at third now. Runner deking. There he goes. And a chopper. Flaherty only plays at first and got him. Ryan Flaherty on a close play at first base on Presley. Bo Porter is going to come out.
Actually a pretty impressive play by Flaherty to keep his concentration as J.J. Hardy trying to range on the second base side. Screenplay there.
Orioles used their challenge, lost it. Second inning, the play at the plate when Castro scored on the wild pitch was challenged. The safe call on the field was upheld. Porter will come back, and there'll be no challenge here. So Flaherty records the out on Presley at first base, 1 down, but a runner at second. And here is Grossman, who's had an 0 for 3 in the ballgame. Robbie Grossman, their DH out of Cypress, Texas, will take the pitch outside for a ball. At his first games in last year at the major league level, 63 ball games, 4 home runs with a .268 average. Grossman against the Orioles coming into the game was 6 for 9 with a home run. 0 for 3 in this one, and we'll foul that one back.
Well, he definitely has some potential. You talk about his numbers in the minor leagues. Really not able to get on track here recently with the Astros, but opportunities, every opportunity he gets, going to make him a little bit better.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Hardy moving in at second to hold the runner here. It's a potentially big run out there. And inside, Hundley goes in to get it. We'll update you tomorrow on how Matt Wieters does as he tries to throw for the first time. He's been working out to keep his legs in shape and that cardiovascular, but he has not been able to do anything baseball wise. So tomorrow he'll try it, just try and soft toss.
You know, everybody in Birdland keeping their fingers crossed, hoping it goes okay. Boy, they missed him.
2-1 delivery on the way and a ground ball towards second again. Flaherty's got this. Makes the play to record the out. Guzman will go over to third base with 2 down. There is Matt, obviously just dying to get back into action if possible, or at least have a decision made on whether surgery is going to be needed on that elbow.
Yeah, they missed Matt on all fronts. I mean, offensively, he was off to one of his best starts ever. Left-handed especially, putting up incredible numbers, but just to stabilize, you know, that backstop position, I think in turn it would help the rotation settle in a little bit more. It's tough throwing to different catchers, and of course Clevenger did a fine job, and they had to bring Hundley over. Caleb Joseph has had some chances as well, but Matt Wieters has been the mainstay. The starting staff has relied on him.
VILLAR and another breaking ball that will miss. Machado's going to stay in at third base. VILLAR showed bunt even with 2 strikes in his last at bat. 0 for 3. He struck out swinging his last 2 times up, and has that big 0 for 24 going, dropping his average down now to 197. VILLAR, their fine fielding shortstop. Webb's delivery to him, and a grounder towards short. Hardy's going to make the strong throw and gets it there in time for the out. So that will do it here in the 8th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We go to the 9th. The Astros 3 and the Orioles 1. Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And by Chapin Davis, providing investments that can produce income from your retirement plan. Call to learn more, 800-222-3246 or chapindavis.com. Gary Thorne and Mike Bordick here in Houston as this Thursday night closes in on the city, and the Astros have a 3-1 lead. And now for the save.
Yeah, the veteran Chad Qualls, 35 years old, doing a fine job here recently. 18 games, 2.93 earned run average, 18 strikeouts, just the 3 walks. Opponents hitting .295, lefties way up to .379, righties at .219, but he's done a nice job. Hasn't allowed a run in each of his last 12 appearances. Recently been called on to close out some ball games.
So Qualls on to try and finish it off. The Orioles trying to rally here in the top of the 9th inning. Qualls 3 for 4 in save situations this year. CRUZ with 2 singles and an RBI, 2 for 3. 10-game hit streak for Nelson. Qualls did not appear in the games in Baltimore this season. This is the 9th career game against the Orioles. He has 1 save. A couple of runs in 6 1/3 innings against the O's. Towards Altuve, he'll make the move on it and record the out. Let's take a look at our Lexus of Towson drive of the game.
Well, it is George Springer. He gets Gilmet on a split finger coming off his bat at 97 miles an hour. He was talking to it. They get up over that left field wall. Well, it did for him, and that gave the Astros the lead.
Our drive of the game brought to you by Lexus of Towson, the area's #1 Lexus dealer. Come see why at lexusoftowson.com. J.J. Hardy 0 for 3 in the ball game. Hardy takes that sweeping pitch outside. Fields, the pitcher of record, could be the winner in the ball game if it stays as he is. It would be his first win against 3 losses this year. And Guillemette could take the loss of the game, would be his first decision in his 6th appearance for the Orioles. Pitch in there for a strike. Despite the use of the bullpen in Milwaukee, there were no roster changes made today. The Orioles have made so many, it's going to start being tough for them to do that as you start using up options. Players you'd like to move up and down out of the bullpen. 1-1 delivery, and that's in there for a strike. Balls will get ahead of him, 1-2.
Ball's the veteran pitcher. He's been around for a while, 35 years old. Still good velocity, still considered a power type pitcher with that sinker slider combination. Get that fastball up to 95 at times.
His return to swing and a miss, the team of his major league entry. 2 down, strikeout for Qualls.
Oh, it's a sinker slider combination. This is the look at the slider. Look at that late finish he's got, and it's hard too. 88 miles an hour to get J.J. Hardy out in front and off balance.
So the fans here in Houston, their team on the verge of winning their 6th in a row, their longest win streak of the season, and the Orioles would suffer their 3rd consecutive loss. Qualls' delivery taken down low, but a base runner and a bang away from tie game for the Orioles. Manny Machado a couple of strikeouts and he is flied out. Ground ball, that'll go to short. Villar's there, and the Astros win. Impressive performance by this ball club that has struggled all year. They win their 23rd game as they beat the Orioles 3-5-0 for the Astros, 1-7-2 for the Orioles, and this season series now is even at 2-2. Astros 3 and the Orioles 1.